to use the 6ix9ine name and the TMZ name to get like 500,000 views on one of the clips from the last episode. So that was a bit of a victory. Hopefully we can get some more segments. Just so, you know, those clips, I feel like they just raise a lot of awareness about the fact that we're doing this, and that's good.
We should be more topical instead of talking about random bristly hairs and shit.
And it just so happens that I have topics out the a-hole.
Me
ready
too.
to go.
I was studying before I came here. I was watching some fucking CNN.
You were watching CNN.
Trump.
The impeachment.
Yeah.
It's on the way.
The fuck?
Man, people have been so mad at Nancy Pelosi for not impeaching him for all these months that people have been talking about it. She finally went for it.
I mean, I'm sure I don't know anything about politics.
Right.
But there's probably so many fucking variables and shit you have to...
Well, listen, this is the thing that really pushed them over the edge. They weren't going to impeach him. It seemed like a little bit of a pipe dream, but people still really wanted them to, but it didn't look like it was going to happen. But then there's this audio, and the phone call audio is going to come out tomorrow of Trump.
Not the audio, but the transcript.
The transcript, okay.
Which is like stupid. Give us the fucking audio.
Give us the audio.
They'll give it to you later on. They have to do the transcript first.
But basically, he was trying to pressure the prime minister of the Ukraine, the president of the Ukraine, whatever it is, to investigate Joe Biden's son regarding some claims, and that's being seen as a huge misuse of his presidential authority.
For sure. I can't believe that's the thing though that pushed them over. Is that? It's
I mean, just
so many other things that
it's crazy. It took fucking 4 years.
I mean, it's just very in your face because if you compare it to like the Russian witch hunt conspiracy, whatever, you know, that he was essentially cleared of any wrongdoing. I mean, that's a little bit of a different scenario because he wasn't president, and it was Russian agents reaching out to him to offer up some intellect on some intelligence on one of his political opponents. But he was not president at that time, so the standard that he's being judged by is entirely different. And they were approaching him. Now, in this situation, you have him allegedly reaching out to this Ukrainian guy, guy in charge, him reaching out as president.
Yeah.
And apparently asking 8 times in one phone call. But he's saying he's going to release the transcript, so we're going to be able to judge if he really asked 8 times in one phone call. But this is being seen as a huge misuse of his power.
Who says that they can't fucking change the transcript?
Yeah, exactly.
It's words typed.
Yeah.
Well, I think they released the other part of it, whether it be audio or video later, because they even did that in the 6ix9ine shit with like certain cases. It was like, oh, like we knew what happened, but it didn't. The video wasn't out. Or the
that
audio
shit was wacky though, because they were actually really leaking video segments, and it wasn't supposed to be in video, but they got video of 6ix9ine. I don't know.
It was like people in the court had to be like people that work there. And
it was a leak fest.
It was a high profile ass case though. You feel me? I did not mean to switch this conversation.
No, I like it. We don't need to stay on Trump for too long because I feel like this knowledge that we're dropping about Trump is going to be like old news in like 12 hours because this case is going to move forward so much over the next couple of days. But
and
it's
definitely
fascinating.
Touch upon it at least.
The actual transcript comes out tomorrow too, so I guess next week we'll touch on it.
Shout out to Nancy Pelosi. She was saying, "No one is above the law."
This is not a leftist, like a far leftist podcast. This is not Chapo's Trap House just yet. But you ever listen to that?
No, but you told me about this podcast.
Did I really? I don't even know that much about it.
Who are the two hosts again?
I forget. It's just fucking a bunch of hosts.
El Chapo's Trap House? Is that the name?
It's Chapo's Trap House, but it's just a stupid joke, like the name of it.
Speaking of Chapo, he's engaged now.
Chapo and Slay Lonnie engaged. How about that? Man, that's an extreme example of us talking about LA shit. We were just discussing if we get too regional. People like Chapo. Anyone who watches No Jumper with any sort of seriousness definitely knows about Chapo.
Bloody Chapo, icy Chapo.
I saw him getting engaged. It looked like he was on stage at like a bar or something. I don't know exactly what was what was going on, but
I think he was performing in Cleveland or something.
He was performing there?
I'm not too sure, but I think
I saw Chapo, as long as we're on this bizarre tangent, I saw Chapo like posted up on a porch with Doughboy filming a video in the hood with Future.
I did not realize how good Doughboy was until recently, and I'm like, yo, this nigga is the GOAT, actually.
You're a big Doughboy fan.
Bro.
Heard him on the Thug album.
I heard his name for a long time. Heard a couple songs, but I really within the last year, started diving in, and I was like, yo, this nigga is
Maybe I need to dive in.
Oh my God.
Doughboy is the homie. He did a podcast and it had shit audio.
Damn.
Crap.
Was it
Yuri's fault?
No, I think it was actually Kevin's fault. Well, I mean, you can't say it was Kevin's fault, but Kevin, like,
It was somebody's fault.
he was the one who was kind of running things.
I felt that.
I can't say it was actually his fault. There's no conclusive proof. Although the valet incident was definitely Yuri's fault.
We'll definitely keep bringing
But
that up.
shout out to dismantling gender roles.
That's what you're trying to do on this podcast.
Hey,
What? She proposed
I'm
to
not gonna
him.
lie, that was fire. That was.
I
If
feel
we
like
want to dismantle gender roles on this podcast, Housephone should show up wearing a bra and panties, and Kim should be wearing like a wife beater and True Religions.
I know a lot of girls
that's not
that
a bad
wear white.
outfit.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
think
like
you would look hot in that. No homo. No sexual.
No homo.
No sexual harassment, but I think you would look hot in that fit.
no sexual harassment.
Also, we're not calling them wife beaters; they're wife protectors now.
Really?
Wait, what? Is that a Twitter thing for real?
As long as we're going to talk about that. I remember back, I was in like 6th grade, so I'm like 11 or 12 or some shit, and I'm at camp. And there was this fucking super dickhead. No, not Jewish camp. I'm not Jewish. Kim, thanks for that anti-Semitism on this podcast, though. But I was at a, like that. No.
That's not what I was thinking.
No, I think Josh probably went to Jew camp over the summer at school. Is Josh not here anymore? Okay.
Jew camp is
he can't tell us about Jew camp.
They all like really like fucking shit there.
You think?
They go I don't think. I
Did
know.
they do anal?
I don't
know about anal, but
What did you know? You were in K-pop camp, and you're telling us
I
about
was
Jew
in
camp?
Christian camp.
Wait,
alright?
Really?
Yeah.
But a Korean Christian camp or just regular?
Both.
Really?
I've been to both.
That's
I
kinda
prefer
fire.
the Korean ones.
Wait, look. All
Josh is still here. Josh, you ever go to Jew camp?
Did you
Is that
hook
a
up
thing?
Did you hook up with the girls?
Too cool for
Too
Jew camp. Well, he's
cool.
one of them elitist
Listen,
Jews.
listen.
I thought Jew camp was cool. Like, don't you go there and you hook up with because the girls, you guys don't have like repenting and stuff, right? So, like,
You guys don't have morals, right?
not morals, but
Here you could ask for forgiveness and
Once a year you get to ask for forgiveness. God,
About
it sucks
one
being an
thing-
atheist.
Wait.
You never get to forgive yourself for
Wait.
anything.
You get a list. What's the list? What's the cap? Like, what's the number? You can ask you can forgive like 10 things. Like,
What about a
your-
murder? You go to Jew camp and you're just like, yo, I killed this dude. And they're like, it's all good. Forget about
Wait,
it.
hold on. Can I ask
Move
you
on.
guys? Can I ask you guys something from like an
Yes.
urban perspective?
No, I did not kill that guy.
No, but all of my white homies that grew up, like they always would tell me that girls would either suck their dicks or let them fuck them in the ass before letting them have sex with them.
I think that's
vaginally.
like a Catholic thing.
It was like, oh, like if I like they would do everything with the girls except for fuck them in the vagina.
You would always
Everything.
hear that. Like
Everything
for
else.
me as
This
a
is from
kid,
white homies though.
I
Yeah.
think the ass thing is taken too far because sodomy is like
that's
a
frowned
sin.
upon as well.
Yeah.
That's why that never made any sense. The
That's what I'm
Bible
saying.
had. It's kind of amazing. The Bible had a word for anal.
Also,
You know,
Sodomy.
even all the way back then, 2,000 years ago, people had figured out that your butthole could be a thing. They
Dude,
weren't
that's-
into it, but they knew.
they knew.
I feel like I wouldn't have known about
Malik said that's
anal
a
unless
prison
it was
term.
for the internet. I don't think it would just occur to me to like, yo, you could use that canal.
Look, I'm just saying that like when I was growing up, I feel like girls would be like you know when you're young, you're in like middle school, maybe even high school, and girls are still trying to be like, oh no, like
Right.
Like I feel like they would let you fuck before sucking your dick. I feel like mad girls would be like, oh, I would never suck dick in my life when they were in like middle school or something.
I mean, that's
it
for us.
depends.
We're a little older. I feel like nowadays everything's different because when
Everything's
I was
different.
young, when I was like 16, it was like a big deal to get a blowjob.
That's
and
what
then
I'm saying.
I was started to realize at some point when I was like 25, 26, 27 that like girls who were significantly younger than me, 5, 6 years younger than me, thought giving dome was way less of
more-
a big deal
Yeah.
than I
Yeah.
did. Like that has slowly evaporated. I think with the internet and porn, all these kids are just like all bets are off because they're seeing crazy shit and they're like young as hell.
But then like we interviewed fucking ugly guy and we're like, oh, you really eat ass? And he's like fucking like
Yeah,
repulsed.
but
you
he's
know?
a sicko. He don't know what he's not a good example of like
I
the
felt that.
overall like,
Of, like, everybody,
people out there.
yeah.
Like he's super neurotic and
a
weird.
specific example.
I'm just saying, like, you know, like there are people that are like, oh, what the fuck? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
How do we get on this?
We just keeping it flowing, man.
We're just flowing like the Nile.
You
The
know?
ocean.
I would love to talk about something that I'm very passionate about and that I think will
Oh,
be
God, I'm
very
scared.
important.
Okay.
We touched on the Kerwin Frost Lil B beef on the last
okay.
episode, and people came at me. People were coming at me saying, "Oh, Adam is not a man of culture. Adam is not well read. He doesn't know about what's going on in Ben Baller's podcast." So today, Housephone and I actually went and found the episode of Ben Baller's podcast where Lil B addresses Kerwin, and now we know about the root of their problems with each other.
I'm ready. Hit me.
You ready? Okay. And it's really interesting because
really
it's
funny.
the thing that everybody has kind of given, not everybody, but, you know, a lot of people have kind of been mad at Lil B because he's posted a lot of foot pics
Or just pics in general of like girls with Lil B and like thank you base God like on their arms and feet.
Girl time.
Yeah.
Girl time. That's what it's labeled as.
Bro. It was
Hashtag
a whole
girl
Twitter called like Girl Time USA.
Hey, I
and,
mean,
like,
he's
Girl
been
Time.
doing this forever. Like this is
Since
not
like
a new
probably
thing,
like
right?
2010, bro.
Very
Yeah.
Tumblr-esque.
This is almost 10 years old of him doing this.
Yeah, I mean, Lil B
Jeez.
has a very unique use of social media, and he's always just sort of like that's just been one of his many
He was
tricks.
the original meme rapper, like meme creator.
Right. I mean, he just has always had a really bizarre and fascinating usage of Twitter. Everything up to his ratio, his legendary ratio of following millions of people and like having millions of followers.
Yeah.
The constant retweeting of everything that people say to him and stuff. The signing of his own tweets is something that I feel like he brought to the table. Very rare. Just the other day, tweeted
Memes.
Adam22.
I saw that.
Lil B.
You got to sign it.
What
Lil B.
happened? Can you tell me?
So people have been upset about Lil B posting photos of girls that they felt looked young.
Younger, okay.
And, you know, some of the photos just sort of weird. Like sometimes the girls look a little bit strung out or whatever. But I guess that Kerwin took particular offense to like a certain photo that was posted where he thought that the girl looked super young. So Kerwin actually reached out to Lil B, mad as hell.
Text him personally, Lil B said.
Got in touch with him and basically just like flipped out on him. And like we could ask Kerwin exactly what was said, but Lil B characterizes that as Kerwin coming at him like super aggressively.
Like, I can't believe you would do this. Like,
Right.
You know, like,
And, you know, Lil B's pissed because Lil B says that this girl is not underage and that he's seen her ID, that she has a kid, that she has a boyfriend that she lives with, etc., and that she actually is an adult. Maybe she looks young in this photo or whatever, but she's not.
that's just how she looks, he said.
And he feels like Kerwin just basically jumped to a crazy ass conclusion. And Lil B actually, two interesting things. He said that he thinks that this whole thing is a product of Kerwin being attracted to him.
What?
He literally
Yeah.
said that.
This went
He was
like totally left
He was
field.
well. He started off like that. He was like, "Yeah, man, I think that Kerwin likes dudes," and he found out
Whoa.
I didn't like dudes, and I think that's why he was mad. And then he went into the actual reason why. But
I'm
he
not sure
started-
to what extent Lil B actually believes that.
He was just trolling him. I'm pretty sure, but
I mean, yeah, you don't know.
it was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. He started.
I mean, Ben Baller just kind of went with it.
Because Ben Baller was really sitting there expecting like a real answer. He's like, "Oh, what is he about to say?" And he started it off with that, and then he got into it, and then he ended it with that like he kind of like cocked blocked this business situation that he had with that Lil B had going on with Cash App.
Yeah, so I don't know what kind of business Lil B was doing.
I'll tell
with
you.
Cash
I'll
App.
tell you
Oh,
right now.
Okay.
So on Twitter, like they would do like giveaways and shit, and Little B would
Okay.
like retweet shit and like give out free money with Cash App.
Oh, really?
And he probably had other shit in the workings too, but this is my base knowledge of what he was doing with Cash App at first.
So-
and Kerwin's show is sponsored by Cash App.
Right, and
so he
Lil
probably
B alleged that Kerwin may have reached out to Cash App saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
Lil B's fucked up. He did this."
which like
Interesting.
Kerwin has pull over Lil B and Cash App.
yeah, why
Perhaps.
not? His fucking show is doing so many
His show
numbers.
is doing great.
That like all those episodes are all sponsored by Cash App. So all that shit is
Yeah.
going. It's probably on their YouTube page if we look it up.
Right.
No, it's
So-
on his YouTube page.
Oh, it
also,
is, it
Joe
is.
Budden's pull up is sponsored by Cash App.
Exactly. So now why would
Joe Rogan.
So why wouldn't
Why are
Cash?
we not sponsored?
Wait, listen.
No, because
Sorry,
we
you
have
guys
no
go on.
money.
Listen, let me
Because we're
finish.
Venmo
Cash
gang.
App.
Why?
Because we
No,
support
fuck no.
support
No, fuck no,
TJX6.
fuck no.
We support TJX6. They
Cash
want nothing to
App,
do
I
with
fuck
us.
with Cash App. I only got Cash App downloaded on my
Kerwin,
phone.
plug us in. You know you're watching this.
I only got
We
Cash
need
App.
the Cash App plug.
No,
it won't come out of your budget. It will go. It'll be
It'll be a
just
separate
more
budget.
money that they're spending with us.
More Cash App.
If your girl has Venmo in 2019, she's a keeper.
Will we be disqualified from getting ads from Cash App when Housephone divulges that he's been using Cash App to sell cocaine for many years?
This
Well, I
nigga
think
on
you
a
just. I think you just said it.
6ix9ine wave right now, yo.
Just kidding. I don't actually believe that. Is that true?
I'm not saying it's true at all. No.
Oh no, because you like in the notes it's like dinner. So it was dinner.
Or Uber.
That
food.
$50 at 4 a.m. That was dinner.
Bowl of rice.
5 a.m. it's like 7-Eleven cigarettes, beer, and then 5 a.m.
I like how
Uber.
I proposed like a sponsor and then immediately pretty much disqualified us from
Literally.
getting the sponsor. Like pretty much pushed it to the edge of anything that they could possibly be expected to endure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's about all that we know about the Kerwin and Lil B situation.
I had some more, but you kind of like fucked me up.
What else you got?
I had some more, but shit.
You forgot.
What was it
fucked
again?
me
The
up.
Cash App? Something.
Yeah,
What was he
okay,
doing
let me
with
finish.
Cash
Let me
App?
finish. So basically, he was like, you know, like kind of diverging, I guess, Cash App from fucking with Lil B. And I guess Lil B was saying that was fucked up for him to do without having any back knowledge and about not like having fact checked the actual situation and see if the girl was actually underage
If he said that he has the ID and all that shit, can't he just show Cash App like, hey, look, she has a family, kids,
I don't know
ID.
if anything went through. I think Lil B was just mad about the whole situation, about him coming at him sideways, about him just like the whole situation. I don't think it was really. I don't think anything fully went on with Cash App yet. We don't know.
That's speculation. But I feel like, okay, this is the issue. If Kerwin gives a fuck about Lil B and he sees a post up and he thinks, oh, this girl looks really young, it's inappropriate, it's wrong, shouldn't he hit up Lil B with the energy of, yo, Lil B,
what's going on with this?
Yeah, this doesn't look right, bro. Like, you should delete this. Like, I feel like if it was me and I saw Lil B post something and only been up for a little bit and I thought that he had fucked up, I might reach out and say, yo, B, like, you might be tripping with this. And I feel like in that situation, then we wouldn't be having this conflict at all. I don't know. I think Lil B, from my perspective, needs to maybe be a little bit more conscious of how certain things look. Yeah. Like, to a certain extent. I've definitely seen like stuff posted that it's like, you know, probably gonna get the wrong idea about that.
But this is the thing though with me. It's like we were just talking about all the millions of followers that he has, how he literally retweets and just reposts everyone, and it's like at that point he might not even be consciously picking out like, oh my God, this girl's hot, I'm gonna post this girl. He's literally just posting there's no way he can manually do that. He has to have some fucking bot.
That's what I was gonna say. He probably has a bot that just has, you know, anyone that has his in it, that it just fucking.
You feel me?
I kind of think that Lil B is really just out here tapping.
You would like to
500 times a day. Because there is customization and there's stuff that seems like it clearly is him. It's like I feel like if he had a social media manager on top of things, that it might look a little bit more organized.
I don't think he has a manager, but I definitely think that he uses bots to probably retweet shit. I'm going to give it to him that he's using his fingers to at least follow all those millions of people. So he's doing at least that.
Like, what is Lil B doing on a day-to-day basis that he's so busy that he can't slap that retweet button?
Are you fucking joking?
I feel like this is a guy who's in tune with his Twitter timeline. Like, he has nothing against the idea of spending a few hours a day paying attention to his Twitter timeline. Also, I think we might be characterizing it as retweeting more than it actually is. I would like to actually analyze that and see how many times he retweets or tweets per day. Because
let's do it.
I don't think it's that outlandish. We'll do a study. Maybe we can discuss that next time.
I think it is, man. Especially if you analyze it over the years and how much, like, every little thing.
That would be fascinating because we could probably learn a lot about Lil B's mental state and what he's doing by analyzing how many retweets and stuff. I don't know to what extent that's even possible.
I'll tell you like this. Anytime I ever said something to Lil B, I'm pretty sure he replied or favorited it or retweeted it or all of the above.
Yeah. You know what? I really screwed
and you're just one
up.
person that follows him.
I really effed up. Remember how you were right. I'm going to admit it. For once, Kim, you were right.
Yay!
Yeah. So you were right.
Always.
You said, because I was talking about how I wanted to do a live podcast with Lil B and how I just wanted to do something epic with him. I would even just want to do a sit-down interview, whatever. Maybe we could do that and then do a live podcast. Who knows? But I pitched that idea to B when I saw that he did the Ben Baller podcast. I was like, bro, if he's going to do Ben Baller's podcast, I feel like he's down to do mine as well. And then you said, well, did you text him? I said, no, I DM'd him. And then you said, well, you should text him. And I was like, DM, text this Lil B. I know he's looking at Twitter all the time. After we talked about him on the podcast the other day, he got in touch right away, and he said, I didn't see those DMs.
Exactly.
Cam girl. Clairvoyant.
I also agree with you on that, too. I was like, you should
just
definitely
really smart and always right. I told you, I'm his good friend. He texted me his number or DM'd me his number.
Did he really?
Did you ever
talked about this.
Did you ever take pics with Lil B riding on your foot?
Definitely not.
What if you didn't have a boyfriend?
If I didn't have a boyfriend, what, I'm going to date Lil B?
No, would you take foot pics for Lil B?
Probably not. I would do it as much as if you would do it.
What if he needed them to cure cancer? I would do it.
He would probably do it, yeah. I mean, I guess if as much as you would do it.
No, that's some weird shit. That's some Jerry Sandusky shit. I'm not sending Lil B
Jerry
foot
Sandusky?
pics. Yeah. I've been reading a little bit. I was on vacation first. I was reading this. I'm so embarrassed. I was reading the Malcolm Gladwell book, the new one. That's the only thing I could find in the bookstore that I wanted to read at the airport.
I'm just reading the autobiography of Gucci Mane on repeat.
Oh, I read that. You're reading it multiple times?
Anytime I go anywhere, I just relive Gucci Mane's life story anytime I go anywhere.
It just inspires you to be a total hoodlum and just hang out at the gas station and sell drugs.
I wish he would have talked about how he threw this girl out of the car. Out of the Hummer fucking fucking.
Did he gloss over that detail?
Or did he just?
I
not
don't know if he
include it at
actually
all?
did this. This is all alleged.
No,
but-
didn't he? He beat a dude up with a pool stick. He mushed a girl's face in a YouTube video that I personally love.
You seen it? I've never even seen it.
Oh,
Before.
I've seen it. He's
gonna look it up on my
performing,
phone.
and this girl is up on the stage, all up in his shit. Like while he's performing, he's wearing like a cool ass suit and shit, from what I remember. And then the girl is all up in the shit, and then he finally just fucking loses it and just
Oh my
fucking.
God.
I
Pushed
forget
her
if
out
he
the way.
mushes her or more of like a straight punch.
I think he probably like pushed her out the way.
I can't
Like,
remember.
He like pushed her
Didn't,
face away.
what's
It
that?
was
What's that
wild.
poker guy's name again? The one that is on Instagram.
Poker
The
guy.
poker guy. The one that has all the models with him.
Dan Bilzerian.
Didn't
I
he do
resent
that-
him being
didn't
the
he do
poker.
that too?
Dan
Remember that one
Bilzerian-
video?
This is
No,
actually
Dan
a good story,
Bilzerian
yeah.
threw a bitch off the roof.
Janice Griffith,
Whoa.
who we interviewed on this podcast.
That was her?
She now hates me. Yes.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wait, he
hates me.
threw her off a roof?
Well,
Yes.
Like, how many stories?
Like, he thought it was
consensually-
funny,
hold on,
into
hold
a
on.
pool.
Into a pool, but she got scared last minute
Jesus
and tried
Christ.
to. She got scared last minute and tried to grab on, and she just like hits the side of the pool before she goes to
She
the
like
water.
broke her foot.
She like broke her
And she
foot.
sued. She got settled.
It-
She when I interviewed her, she wasn't allowed to talk about it because of the
I'm glad
terms of the
she,
settlement.
Like, only broke her foot. That sounds fucking terrifying.
Yeah, it wasn't like the video wasn't that bad when she fell. She didn't like fall on her head or nothing, but like
Yeah.
she definitely grabbed onto his arm like last second, like
my
'cause she was like,
God.
wait, oh, and then like got scared.
No, I just remember a video of him doing the
He
thing with
also-
like the Gucci Mane thing. I think
Push some girl away.
he was like at a club in Vegas, like on one of
Dan
the booths.
Bilzerian?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
More allegations of assault against Dan Bilzerian. I didn't know about
You guys
this
don't
one.
remember this?
No.
I've never seen
I
it.
mean, it's been a few years, but it's similar to the Gucci Mane story you were saying, where like some girl was trying to like whatever touch him or touch his foot, and he just
Can't
Yeah.
do that. Not when you're famous.
yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have security that's gonna stop people from even being that close to
Exactly.
you.
In general, don't hit women is definitely a good rule to
In
go by.
general-
But if you're real famous, hitting a woman seems like an extra bad idea. And if you're in public, if there's a video camera, that
should
Gucci
just-
video is old as fuck. That was probably 2007 or 8 or
Crazy.
something.
Yeah, like you should just not do that
You
at
know,
all. in
Gucci
general.
videos. You guys see him walking in Milan.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
she
With no
looks so-
security, right?
He looks so
Perfect segue.
happy.
I bet the security was on the other side of the camera just so that
Probably.
you wouldn't have that in the optics. That's gonna
What?
kind
I
of
mean,
fuck
and
shit
also
up.
the people, the Italian people, did not give
These
a fuck about
old
him.
Italian people do not give a fuck about Gucci Man's dark ass. They probably thought he was just some
Probably.
fucking.
He looked like a tourist in his fucking
Yeah,
khaki
From
he-
and
his perspective,
like,
having as much
pastel.
money as he has, it's like you gotta have a security guard there, just
probably
because
did.
there's gonna be one enterprising ass motherfucker that's gonna see you, and especially if he has jewelry on and shit,
didn't,
nice
though. Did
ass
you see the
clothes.
video?
He,
No jewelry.
He wore
He
like
probably
a
had, like, earrings.
salmon fucking tank.
Salmon.
He had
I
a
swear to
salmon
God.
tank top on.
He was wearing
Salmon.
all salmon, whatever.
You don't pronounce the L, you psychopath.
Salmon.
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 Salmon, almond, same thing.
I'm very, very picky
Salmon,
about
almond.
pronunciations.
Salmon. Yeah.
Salmon, almond. You need to make a
Salmonella.
rap with that. Anyways, he was wearing like salmon and fucking khaki, and he looked like
Yeah.
a little
Khaki.
tourist.
No chains on.
Do
Probably
not
some.
make fun of my speech.
I'm sorry.
He probably had some earrings
English
on.
was my second language, okay?
I was about to say that.
Asshole.
Yeah.
Hey, you beat him to it.
At least I could speak 2 languages.
Ooh.
I do. I look up to you based on that.
You what?
I mean, I don't really care, but I think that's pretty cool.
What other languages do you speak?
None.
Okay.
I remember.
There's like psychological
yeah.
studies where like
If you
people
order-
who speak 2 languages, like your brain is wired and works
Right.
faster and shit like that.
I mean, it's like knowing another like really complex code, and it's like
yeah.
I
Morse code.
respect that a lot. I want to learn to do the Rubik's cube. I have one in the
feel
trunk
like
of my
you-
car. I've
you
been thinking
seem
about it
like-
for a while.
Yeah.
Someone that would do that.
Yeah, I feel like I could get into it and get real into it.
Have you seen Rich
Tetris
Brian
and-
do it?
Huh?
He just like.
You ever
It's
see
really good.
Logic freestyle while doing it?
Okay, that's kind of fire. I'm not-
That
Oh,
sounds
it's
like
insane.
amazing.
I mean, once you really get it into your brain, though, I understand because it's like the way I am with playing Tetris.
Yeah.
If I could freestyle good, I definitely could freestyle while I'm playing Tetris.
I've definitely seen you freestyle.
There's a
before.
new video up. Yes, I'm a great rapper. There's a new video up on the Adam 22 channel of me and Yuri talking while I'm playing Tetris. It's pretty funny because it's
That
just
was-
all these random segments of our conversation because it's only the wins.
What do you and Yuri talk about?
That's a really
know.
good question.
I really would like to know.
Cocaine at one point. We were talking about drugs.
Yuri-
He's talking about how he used to wake up and take E-pills.
Yeah, that was
What?
crazy.
Wait, E.
Sick
still
fuck.
What
wakes
is
up and does
E? Electrolyte pills? You mean? Like
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Yeah, right. Energy pills.
Vitamin E.
Literally.
Yeah, he was on all
Yeah, I
kinds
told
of
him
fucked
congrats.
up vitamins.
It was like probably the
I'm not
best
gonna
thing to
lie.
happen to you. He got mad at me for saying that. I
Hmm.
don't know why.
Yuri's a character I feel like we need to incorporate more on screen. I think he's actually really funny. And has
You think
the
we
potential.
should let him in, like, you know, how they let Parks in?
Maybe once in a while. But, this is the thing
Or
about
like
Yuri that I
90,
like.
like 905 from Nelk Boys.
Who's
Right.
that? Oh, the video guy.
But this is what I like about Yuri is that I feel like every good podcast needs somebody you can kind of bully and torment and pick on, somebody who's a little bit like weaker mentally than everybody else. And
You're digging into
no,
it.
it's just like a natural dynamic. You want to have someone who is like far less accustomed to the world that they live in than everybody else. And I feel like that's kind of how I would describe Yuri is that he's
far
you
less
know,
accustomed to the world he lives in.
A
Oh
lot
my
of
God.
things are confusing to
Yeah,
Yuri,
that's facts,
not
facts.
just because he's a Russian immigrant and but
Or a
you know
Russian
just
spy.
girls like sometimes Yuri will have a question about girls that is
the
like the
funniest
kind of
shit.
thing that Housephone would never say to me because Housephone has been with his fair share of women in his day and is a bit more experienced relationship wise, and that is what makes Yuri great for this
I thought you were
podcast from
gonna
time to
dap him
time
up.
He
is
just has a lot
because
of-
you can really just ridicule him from time to time, just
He thought
really
Benny was spelled with one N. So.
Benny.
Or you just
I
like,
mean, that is fucking weird. Yeah.
Just like what?
That's
random
super
shit,
weird.
yeah.
There's always something. There's always just something that Yuri
I
does
feel
that you're like, whoa, you're from another planet of just not having any common sense. This is so interesting.
Yeah, sometimes you realize that common sense isn't so common.
it's really not. But he's funny
Put that
though.
on
and
a t-shirt.
He's funny and he means well. That's why I fuck with him.
Yeah,
honestly.
and
No, he has
he's
good
very
heart.
smart about like computers
Oh, man.
Exactly.
and any
The
kind of
things he
internet
knows
stuff.
about-
The streaming community, he knows about internet people.
Life he doesn't know about, but the shit that he does know about, he's like, you never heard about this?
It's
I'm like,
interesting because with boy groups, guy groups, there's always like you guys all pick your little alphas and your whatevers, and like there's always like that one guy that you all pick on. And I feel like with girl groups, we don't do that.
There
We're not
are no
mean-
That's
girl
cap.
We're
groups.
not
Girls have
mean
no
to each
friends.
other.
Girls always have like
Whoa.
one friend.
No, there's
Man.
definitely girlfriend groups.
You have
Yeah,
a
right.
girlfriend group. Like you'll just go out and do something with like
Hell
four
no.
girls.
Hell no.
You
Yeah.
don't do that.
I do.
Who?
That's cap.
I do that.
I think you want to do that.
Yeah.
I do want to do that. I honestly don't leave my house much, so.
Having
felt that.
friends when you're in like your like
Okay, like in high
20s.
school and college and shit. Of course, I
Yeah.
live with all girls. So
this
it's
is
like,
your problem. I'm going to address your
Oh my
loneliness and
God.
depression is because when you've moved around a bunch in your life and when you make it to like your mid 20s, late 20s, it's like you've kind of like there's always a reason why you just don't end up being really good friends with the people you were friends with at 18. All of a sudden you find yourself you're 29. It's like you're not friends with any of the people that you used to
Yeah.
kick it with, and you have no real reason to go out and make new friends aside from, thank God, like your hobbies. That's like the thing that can bring people together. For us, it's a lot of music stuff, you know.
Or if you got like a regular job, your fucking coworkers, you
Right.
know?
If
Yeah.
you're
Start hanging out
lucky.
with your
Because, well,
coworkers.
you know, I'm going to throw Lena in the mix. Which her problem is that, you know, she's kind of in that situation where, but now she has this like isolated career where she basically is
Yeah.
like just by herself doing stuff and she doesn't really have a reason to hang out with people and she has to kind of like, you know,
Kinda- you can- and
make
at
more
that
of an
point-
effort to be social because it doesn't happen so naturally as you get older.
That's facts.
Did we do the social media thing? Instagram? Story?
What thing?
Did he do it?
Well, Yuri took my phone and I still see him poking
cool.
away at it. So,
Type.
how
Sorry.
many friends do you have? Who do you really feel like you like actually like kick it with on like a month basis? You
This-
hang out with a lot of people.
I was gonna say you can't ask him.
Yeah, you can't
He's
ask
friends
me.
with every single person in LA. I've never met someone in LA that you haven't either DM'd or tried to hit on or been friends with.
Yeah.
But it's because drugs and partying make for fast friends. Like you could just
He doesn't do drugs anymore
you know
Not like that.
as much.
no.
I'm proud of him
Well,
for
you've
that.
done plenty of partying in your life, and I
my
feel like
day.
that is such a great way. 'Cause
To
you
meet
just
people.
going to parties. You go to a party
And you're
and
the
you're
nigga
doing
with the-
coke and drinking Hennessy
open.
all night.
In the open.
And
like-
especially if you're just really good, like we know him, he's a man. He'll be the man in the party, at least from like an energy standpoint.
Exactly.
He'll be going up, talking to everybody, and that just you're gonna meet fucking you meet 50 people by the end of the night. You
But
end up
then-
fucking talking to them on Instagram or texting them, whatever, and then you got a social network.
Yeah.
But
The
it's
whole
it's
people.
kind of weird and fake in a way because
I
it's all
swear to God.
based around just going out and
Partying.
getting fucked up and what you
hate
can
it.
kind of do, who you can get into this, you know.
Yeah, for real. It's like, yo, can you get me in this? And like, can you get me in this? And da da da. It's just like,
Yeah.
but honestly though, I've formed some actual friendships out of situations like that. And it's a lot of people that come and go. It's a lot of people that be like, oh yeah, this one time I gave you a ride home from this party in 2016, and we did coke in my car, and we smoked cigarettes.
So many
and
of my
da-da-da.
fans
And I'm just like,
have said that to me.
It's
I'm
kind
like,
of
all
fake,
right.
but at the same time, it's also
that's like a genuine fucking situation.
But it's like, you know, some of that stuff has to sort of turn into like real
yeah.
shit, or at least like, you know, it's as cheap and as weak as like the partying friends are. It's like at least it's something. Because
Nah,
how the
for real.
fuck else are you gonna meet people? Otherwise,
Yeah.
God.
you know, like just
And-
then from what your interests are. Like if you skateboard, you like that's awesome because you go to the skate park, you're gonna make all kinds of friends, all walks of life, different types of dudes and some girls that are all hanging out there. You're gonna meet people. That's a good, healthy social thing. Like if you love playing basketball, you just go down at some court, you join a league or whatever, you can be able to make friends like that. A lot of people don't have interests like that.
Yeah, man. So you gotta
They
like.
just want to do drugs.
I mean,
See,
that's
but
part
that's
of
an
why a lot
interest.
of people drink and do drugs so much is just because it's a way to fucking
No,
meet
but
people.
look, but look, this is the thing though. Is like maybe I was in those predicaments more than other people, but I would meet other people that had like regular jobs and did regular shit, and they didn't necessarily do. They didn't turn up as much as we turned up together, you know, on a regular basis. So to them, that was like, wow, I can't believe I stayed up till 6 a.m. doing drugs with you, and we like talked all night, and like now we're cool. Like, oh, like you're like my best friend now, like, you know. And I'm like, shit, I do
is
this.
that why everyone thinks you're their best friend?
And I'm like, shit, my nigga, I've done this like 4 times this week with like some
You're about to do it tonight.
random people that, you know.
I'm gonna be real though, and I might sound a little paranoid, but that's part of what I'm scared of is the idea of if I go out and drink and do coke, that I'm gonna be around a whole bunch of random people. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be saying all kinds of random ass shit.
Yeah.
And how do I know that somebody's not going and fucking talking about me to who God knows what? I'm like much more like closed off and like protective
but
of
that's
my.
something you gotta learn though. I had to learn that the hard way. All these bitches that I thought were like my friends or like, you know, saying weird ass shit about me will switch on you so fucking fast and be like, oh yeah, he's fucking weird. Da, da, da.
It's all fun and games until you get burned a few times by people just
some
distorting
random-ass
something you
people.
say. I'll forever see a random ass girl on Twitter saying, "Oh, Adam22 and Lena like said
They
this
suck so bad.
or hit on me at this party and blah blah blah." And it's like, bitch, we might have like said hi or smiled at you or some shit like that. But people, to them, it's like such a big deal that they met someone that is kind of famous on the internet or whatever that they'll just
like, ew.
say whatever the fuck.
And like, and like the thing with me, I just don't like my character being in question when I was literally like trying to be genuine in some of these situations, and I'm just like, you know, like I was just being nice, and this bitch, oh my god, he's like DMing me, trying to flirt with me, or da da da, or just like I don't know, bro.
But in
just,
some instances, you were.
some instances, obviously, but I'm just like, I'm talking about when like it's getting spin like where you're on some where they're trying to make you out to be some sinister character, like you're just like,
Okay,
you know?
you're in a relationship right now, but if you were single right
You're in a
now,
relationship right now?
aren't you?
Basically.
I never know what the fuck's going on like that.
Yeah,
we
but
should
okay.
talk privately more about
Okay,
that.
we should.
You should cry more for me.
Okay,
For
what
me.
what were
Not
we
to
about
me,
to say
but
though?
for me.
What were we about to say?
If you were single right now, would you be hella paranoid about like the consent thing in terms of like getting fucked up with girls?
Bro, I don't even hang out with girls that I don't know anymore. Like that aren't already my friends. Like when even if we go out to like if we're out in public, yeah, I'll like, you know, talk to somebody, like chill or whatever. But I'm not going to random people's houses no more. I'm not just like
That's good.
I probably have like a solid like, you know, like group of people that I hit up when I'm doing shit like that. And then I am usually alone or like doing shit like this or like, you know, bouncing around trying to do music shit or whatever.
I think the difference is that you can be hanging out with a girl and then go out and get drunk and then sleep together and it's all good, but it's really, really problematic to go out, get fucked up, meet somebody else who's fucked up, and then end up having sex, and that's the first time you ever met them.
Yeah, bro.
That's the fucking line that I think you
bro.
just really shouldn't cross because it's just there's way
never
too much
know.
risk, you know?
That's
never
crazy
know.
because like that's how people met and had sex before.
And huge percentage
You
of
know?
my life, like when I was living in Long Beach, and you just go to the bar every night, and that's just what it is. It's like everybody was just getting wasted and just
Think
fucking.
about how many people were probably born from nights like that, from like just some random
Probably
night.
some of us.
I mean, probably not me, but
You don't think your parents were getting drunk?
my
Definitely
mom,
not. My parents don't even
my
drink
mom
now.
doesn't get fucked up at all.
My
mom
parents were
hates everything.
already together for like 10 years before they had me, but they were probably wasted.
No, your parents seem
You have a
so
sis-
sweet.
You just
and
have a sister,
nice.
right? That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
My dad is prayers up to my pops because he's got a kidney stone that has
Ouch.
he might have to have it actually like physically removed if he doesn't pass it soon, and it's driving him crazy. And he came through to our family get together house party recently, and it was pretty funny because he had just been given Percocets by the doctor, and my dad was acting all, my
He needs
dad
to-
was acting super nice and positive and stuff, and I'm like, man, my dad's off a perk, he's bugging, or it was an oxy or some shit like that. But then I found out he didn't even take it yet. He just was, for some reason, in such good spirits, despite almost passing a kidney stone and being in the fucking hospital. I mean, he was off morphine the night before. He might
He
have been
needs to
feeling
be
that.
the face of his Perk 30 jerseys.
Oh my God! Yeah, great success with that. How'd you get into the hands of?
Oh man, let's go. Thank you.
Juice
for bringing
WRLD.
that
You're
up.
welcome.
All right, so let's just go ahead and just start from the beginning, right? So
the clout journey. I like it.
me and my nigga Blasies. Shout out my nigga Blasies, man. One of my really good friends, fucking really good graphic designer, media.
You're supposed
person.
to pluralize it like that.
Yeah,
You're
I
not,
was gonna say,
is
it's
it
not
Blasi?
plural.
Well, that's his Instagram is Blasies,
Okay,
but shout
fair
out
enough.
Blasi. Anyway, we were just kind of just sitting around smoking one day, just talking about bullshit, like talking about random ideas. And
Who are the biggest perk rappers?
Lil got it.
Lil
Oh
Got
no,
it.
you're talking about the creation of the
Yeah,
thing.
just like the idea.
I
feel
think
like-
he's trying to get like, who did you give it to?
No, I know that he gave it to Juice WRLD. I'm just curious how that happened because
You know how that happened, baby. Stop playing. Shout out to my nigga, man. I'm still long game. You already know what the fuck going on. That was
Fair
my
enough,
nigga.
fair enough.
Longers.
How else did that happen?
All right, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, but yeah, shout out to my
Who else?
nigga.
Who else reached out? Tell him.
Lil Yachty DM me, but that was definitely off of you.
Yachty
because
wants one.
He DM me, yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
sent it to
happening.
him.
Huge.
Yachty's about to become a bad boy drug rapper or something.
Nah, it's just a
man.
fire jersey. And
It's
Lil
a fucking meme.
For
it's a
me, I'm
meme.
so paranoid about how people are gonna view me that to me it's like, oh,
I
that's...
can't believe you. I was like, yo, you want one? He was like, oh.
If
like, I don't
Yachty
know.
wears one, you need to wear one.
No, I can't
Dude,
support
okay,
that.
it's just crazy to me though. Like
I'm
all the
so woke now.
all the wild, problematic shit that you've said and done, and just your normal views are just fucking obscure as shit. And I'm like, oh hey, here, take this jersey. You're like, I don't know about, I don't know if I can wear this jersey.
I'm
It has a
paranoid.
perk on
I'm
it.
paranoid
Like, nigga, what the
because
fuck?
one of the most common and in my opinion, one of the best critiques of me is, oh, you've like,
you perpetuate.
and I don't think that I support drugs with kids or whatever, but I am self-conscious about the fact that, like, okay, I did go on tour with Perp and Pump, and they had all these fucking Xans, and they were getting fucked up.
They were
and
doing
I've
that
been
way
open about the
before they-
fact that I was doing them too, and it's just kind of like all
Yeah.
that shit is in the past for me. I don't get fucked up like that anymore. So it's
That's
just,
facts.
in terms of like rocking a Perk 30 jersey, it's kind of like just like a step backwards in terms of me sort of promoting drugs.
I honestly
It's,
felt
you
the
know.
same way because I don't even get fucked up like that anymore. I've probably taken 2 perks in my whole life or some shit. If you put like a press one and a real one next to me, I would probably be able to tell by, I don't know if it was like chalky or not, but I don't fucking know. I don't
But
really know.
do you-
But let me finish. So fucking, I kind of felt the same way too, but at the end of the day, it's something that's popular that everybody understands, that everybody like knows what it is, and like it was just like an interpretation on something that was already.
You can get
cool.
away with it. So
Because do
By
you
all
think
means.
that the people buying it are like, oh my god, I love taking perks. I'm gonna wear a
Well,
jersey
see,
on it.
probably a
Because
lot
most
of them.
people are
People
buying
love
it because
perks.
it's funny.
You see the video of the guy dancing
Yeah,
around
in
with
the
him
hospital.
like that?
I need
People love Percocets. Like, this is a product that people can really get behind. If prescription pills were fast food restaurants, they would be like Popeyes or Chick-fil-A.
They'd be like McDonald's almost.
People love
What
Percocets.
drug- okay,
people who've done
what-
it. And
what-
I've done them enough that I get it.
Is
It's a
perks
good time.
a new thing?
No,
Or
See,
not
look,
at all.
why?
and
Why
look-
now is it so fucking popular?
Yeah, it's just people.
And look,
different
this is the
memes
thing. It was
emerging and shit.
so many people like, oh, like, they only Percocet 30 is not even like a thing. It's like it's a Roxy or like da da da. And I'm like, I'm not a pharmacist, bro, and I'm not a fiend, so I don't.
And
know.
this isn't an official endorsement of the product. It's a
just-
fucking joke.
like it's literally a joke.
But you want to know why you're gonna get more shit from that is because of the fact that it's a little bit more involved in a t-shirt. Like if just because it's a basketball jersey, and I'm sure it's not that complicated to make a basketball jersey,
Yeah.
but it's like just the fact that it's a basketball jersey that says Perk 30 is
And
gonna
then it
piss
says-
people off a little
It
bit
says
more.
"Oh set."
oh,
yeah.
set in the
30
back
on the
instead of like
back.
That-
Shaquille O'Neal.
that was
like,
pretty
you know.
funny.
That was Juice's idea. Shout out to my nigga Juice, not Juice WRLD, but my photographer homie Juice.
So you actually met up with Juice WRLD, or you just
No.
got it into his hands?
Went to his crib.
Oh, really?
Went to his crib. They were cool as fuck. He had some cute ass dogs. His girl was really nice.
How long you kick it for?
Maybe like an hour or two. We like talked about a whole bunch of. I thought he was gonna just come out as like, cause he wasn't even out there at first. It was just me, Chris, and Donnie. We just and my girl. We were just like chilling or whatever. He came downstairs. He was mad cool, bro. He was fucking chill as fuck.
He's a good guy.
I never met him before, but we like talked for like an hour damn near.
He's a good one, especially given the fact that he has like every excuse to be an asshole because he blew up so fast.
And we're at his
he
crib.
is so young. He's making so much money.
Exactly.
It would be very understandable if he was a prick, but
If he was just like, yeah, like if he was hella if he would have not even came downstairs, I would have understood. Like I was surprised I was even there at his crib. He was mad cool. So shout out to bro.
That's great.
Shout out to him. Yeah.
do you want to talk about
wait, I got-
6ix9ine or wait, what?
I mean, like I got a long list of people that are they're on the way to or who I sent it to already.
Oh, really? Other people? Hit us with a quick list.
Rob Banks, I got Ashton Matthews in it.
Rob Banks still off the perks?
I don't know, but I fuck with his music heavy. I'm not even gonna lie. That was like one of the first SoundCloud niggas I really got into listening.
I remember when Rob Banks was dating Yes Jules and he was tweeting
Oh
about
my God, I
needing.
We were at
that.
the studio with them.
I fucking remember that.
And he was tweeting about needing perks at the
Like 2 a.m.
at the airport. Like, who can bring me perks to the Atlanta airport right now?
Oh my
And I'm just thinking, I'm like, this is funny because Yes Jules is over here like doing a Puma campaign,
Yeah,
and then
right.
Rob Banks is over
Forgot
here
they
trying
were
to cop
dating.
some perks at the airport. It's
Hey,
just
I'm not gonna-
optics, man. You
I'm
know?
not gonna lie. He's the goat for that.
Have
That's
you
so
guys
cool.
listened to the Earth Gang album?
Nah,
I listened to a little bit of it. I liked it a lot.
I like it a lot. I
Yeah.
really love
Shout out
that
Earth
song
Gang.
with Thug. That's a good song. If you have a girlfriend and you want to cheer her up, like I came home and I had just been listening to the Proud of You song featuring Thug, and my girl was in a sad mood, and I grabbed her and I was shaking her around and dancing with her and singing it to her, and I said, Alexa, play Earth Gang, Proud of You featuring Young Thug, and it said, Alexa is not available right now. Does not recognize that song. I was so fucking mad. I went and grabbed my laptop. I played it off my laptop. But there's a lot of good songs in general.
It's
Shut
funny
up.
because
I
when I
fuck with
was listening to that song, I was like, oh, I want to make like a Proud of You playlist and like put like the Nicki Minaj Drake song.
There are a
I was
couple
like,
of songs called
Damn.
Proud
I
of
feel
You.
proud of myself.
Is
right
there
now.
a Prada You song, like Prada You, the way that everybody spells it now?
I'm so proud of you.
But you know how everybody like they'll comment it
Yeah,
on
yeah,
their Instagram
Prada.
photos? Prada.
I'll do it right
You.
now. I'll do it.
Blasio was telling me that Chinatown Market's the one that coined that phrase.
Really?
Yeah, like
Oh,
they made a
because-
shirt.
I know they did
made
make a shirt,
that
but
said
I feel
Proud
like
of
it
You.
was in songs and shit before they
Yeah,
said it.
but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they did release a
didn't-
whole line of shirts that was like in that like Gucci related shit. They might have did that first. I'm not
I mean,
gonna
listen,
lie.
when a slang term comes out, it immediately becomes like a fucking arms race for streetwear brands to make shirts using that slang term. It's like it's a quick war. What are you pointing at? Your Carhartt shirt?
No, I meant like yeah,
I
you're
know. I
right.
thought you were pointing at Carhartt. I
But
was
we
like,
got
what?
so much shit when we made a no cap shirt in the Capcom font, which I still think everybody took that too serious. That was funny.
They were
Yeah,
really
that was actually
mad.
pretty
That was so funny. But woke Twitter was just like, Future came up with no cap.
my
You
God.
owe him money. Grr.
Wait. Okay, so this guy Brick Owens did a thing in New York, a New York Fashion Week show, and he had these hoodies.
Oh God.
It was like Sandy Hook,
Oh, I did see this.
Columbine, Virginia Tech,
Which
and
we were just talking about how that for like streetwear brands is like a rite of passage. Like you got to do something super edgy about school shootings. Like it's just a
But
thing.
it was like these embroidered like hoodies, like really nice, and they all had like bullet holes in them, like ripped holes in them.
I've just
It was
seen this
honestly
so many times.
But it was honestly the way they did it was so fire. I'm gonna come clean.
I mean,
was
it
super
looks
fire.
cool. Okay, but I mean, to
It looked
me,
tight, I'm not
this
gonna
is
lie.
just that is an example, and this is a tangent because I want to get back to the Earth Gang Yes Jules conversation because we never talked about that. I think it's funny, but that shit, like that whole thing of just like let's put a bunch of bullet holes in a shirt, put something edgy on it, whatever. It's like, dude, I've seen that so many goddamn times. I remember being like 10 years old and being at a political rally, and there was a fucking clothing company in New Hampshire. This is a real thing. I wish somebody could find information about this. Where I forget what it was called, but they sold shirts with bullet holes in them. And like I'm 10, like I'm a little kid.
That's
so
crazy.
like you know the whole really all they did was merge the FTP thing where they made like the
Yeah.
Columbine physical education shirt with you know the same
bullet
old shit with
holes.
the bullet holes. I just think it's boring.
But I mean that's completely true. Like I'm not saying that it was a new idea. I'm not saying that it was like
I think he liked the way that they did it.
I just don't think that it needed to be condemned as much as it did, and I feel like. At the end of the day, you're not really bringing attention to something that's like people don't know about. Like everybody knows that there's fucking a school shooting problem. That there's like.
Wait, so you're
gun
saying
problem.
that people shouldn't be mad about them making those
And
jackets?
the people who were mad were like the parents
Yeah, I
of
was
the
gonna say,
kids
I
that
think-
got killed in the school
I think
shootings.
They're okay to be mad.
You know, so it's one thing if it's like a bunch of stupid fucking people on
That's what I
Twitter who
saw,
are
though.
mad about something,
That's
which
what
I'm
I
sure
saw.
there was plenty of that. But then when it's the
Where did you see that,
parents
the
of
parents?
the kids,
Where did you
I
see
read
that?
that in the article when I read about it in the New York Times.
Really?
I believe them.
They did a New York Times about this.
Yes.
About
Jeez.
this Brick Owens sweater. That's crazy.
That's perfect for them. They get to combine some edgy ass.
I told him I was trying to
shit,
buy one.
some
I'm not even
fashion
gonna
lie.
shit.
I DM'd him and was like, "Yo, bro, I need one."
It's going down. And New York Times is hella on top of shit. They did a whole thing about
It wasn't New York
they had
Fashion Week, too.
fucking Bloody Osiris in there and shit. Like
That's
all
fire.
these new
Oh, yeah,
designers.
I read that.
They did do
They've
that.
been
Yeah.
going in. I'm impressed.
Shout out to New
Shout
York
out
Times
Bravado.
for
Shout out Bravado too.
Shout out to the New York Times for great journalism. Wow. Anyway, the Earth Gang album, like, you guys caught what Yes Jules said about it though? With
No,
the fucking,
I didn't.
said something about
She said something about it
it's
negatively.
that Earth Gang are the new outcast.
with two Andres.
But two Andres, which is really fucking funny, and I'm gonna be totally honest. She
Weird thing to
deserved
say.
to get roasted just as bad as she
Because then
did.
that was like she just really just
She missed the point of everything.
and
that's
she just
ever
really
happened.
displaced Big Boy. Like what the fuck?
100%.
Like damn.
It's funny because Big Boy didn't seem like he gave two shits about it when he talked about it on the Breakfast Club, but he just referred to it as, yeah, I heard it from somebody, some white bitch said something.
I think he said white broad.
Some white bra
That
said
was
some
so
shit.
funny, just that he just did not give two fucks to address
You
it.
think Big Boy would know or care or give a fuck about who Yes
I
Jules is?
really
though,
don't
you
think
know?
he gives a fuck.
I mean, they didn't even say her name in the conversation about it on the Breakfast Club,
Exactly.
which is kind of like the ultimate insult to like talk about the controversy.
They're like,
and
yeah, some
disrespect
random white girl said this.
disrespect the person enough to not even say their name. That's kind of
hard. I'm not gonna lie. Damn.
Yeah, you gotta respect it a little bit.
They're like zero clout being given out.
The main thing that I thought is hilarious about it is just the position that it puts Earth Gang in, because it's really good for them, because I'm sure a lot of people thought, let's go listen to that album, because they heard
exactly.
that conversation and be like, well, one, I want to hear if it sounds like Outkast, and also I want to hear if it's good. So I mean, even myself, I had already listened to it, but it made me want to listen to it a few more
With a different
times to
ear,
just
yeah.
think about, like, does this really remind anyone of Outkast? It didn't really remind me of Outkast, I'm gonna be honest. I love Outkast. I grew up on Outkast.
I don't understand. Why did she have to say? Why couldn't she just say
This
it's on
album is
two Andres?
Why can't you just say, hey, this album was fire? She tried to get descriptive and
I
just
feel like she's just trying to relate it back to something that
I've
she thinks she knows
always-
about.
No,
I've always seen Yes Jules ever since that controversy shit started with her, where she goes through these cycles where she'll be super low key, not really tweeting and stuff, and then she'll start to like not really have backlash, so she'll start to get more and more comfortable, and she'll start like tweeting more freely, and then she'll just inevitably just say something, and oh my God, she'll just get destroyed for it. Like, it was a pretty similar situation when she went on that podcast and had the conversation with Murder
Murder
Mook
Mook.
and came at Karen Civil and Scotty Beam and shit. And like
Like,
you
you know,
said,
she,
drop
she
it
just
about
got
that.
comfortable and started speaking her truth. And
Yeah.
woohoo, that was not
wasn't
the best
move,
idea
yeah.
at that moment,
Yeah, I
because that
definitely
was a
think
thing.
she's in that part of her cycle right now, because in her tweets, like defending her original tweet, she's just going crazy. Like, I said what I said, and she's
But-
not trying to delete shit like she has before.
But I mean, I think that she realized that she fucked up when she initially apologized for the N-word saga, because I think
about this T-shirt?
if she hadn't,
That was kinda funny,
apologized and cried, it kind of is like easy to imagine that the legs of the story wouldn't have been as long, because
Yeah.
the way that she acted, like she was so sad and so apologetic, it made it seem like she did something worse than what she actually did.
What was the story? Like somebody gave her the shirt, or like it was something
Someone-
about some
No,
dude
I know.
cheated on
it
her.
was.
I think it was Rob Banks.
Well, okay. At the time, she had a boyfriend, and it was a black guy, and he had just cheated on her, and they had broken up. And basically, she got an email that was full of all these different T-shirt designs, being like, "Do you want to get promoted this stuff or whatever?" And one of the shirts said, "N-words lie a lot."
Like niggas be lying. Some shit.
N-words lie a lot is, I believe, what it said.
It's like
Okay.
that.
Anyway, she screenshotted it and put it on Twitter and said, "LOL, should I wear this to Rolling Loud this weekend?"
As like a diss to the dude.
as
Yeah.
like a idea of like, oh, this is so ridiculous that obviously I would never wear this shirt.
Nah, no. To the normal consumer that does not know her, why would they fucking?
Because she's a white girl, so it's like that's the joke. Like, I could imagine myself making
That's
a
just
similar
not a
joke
funny
of like,
joke.
of course, like, okay, for example, when Mozzie came through,
Okay.
he gave us merch, and one of the shirts said, "If N-words know me, then N-words know." Because that's like a famous lyric from one of the songs.
And then it said, like, Mozzie on the front or
It did
something?
have asterisks instead of the eyes in the words.
But he gave it to you.
But he gave it to me.
No.
And I remember just looking at it and just
wear it.
thinking like, this is not
Nah.
something that I should wear. But it's funny because the asterisks in the eyes, like if I were to like quote a rap song and I were to write an asterisk AS instead of writing the actual word, then it would be okay. That's acceptable. That if you bleep out a part of the word, then you didn't really say the word. It's just funny because when you put it on a shirt, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Like wearing that on a shirt is an endorsement of the use of the term.
Did he try to get you to wear it?
No, it wasn't like he just like gave me like a bag of shirts, and that was just one
Wait,
of them. And it was too big anyway. I remember looking at it and just thinking like,
this is like a 5X.
Give it to Vel.
That's literally what I thought.
Give it to Vel.
Vel could rock it, but even Vel can't rock a 2X.
Oh God.
He rocks an XL. But
I'll wear a baggy.
But the shirt is actually funny too because it's like blood splatter and shit. It's like extra ridiculous looking. I feel like they should have just left the word, and then dudes who can wear it, and then because like, to me, if I was a big black dude who wanted to wear a shirt that said the N-word repeated times, then I'm not gonna wear a censored version. It's like that shirt doesn't appeal to anyone because the white dude can't wear it because it's just weird as fuck to have that on it, and the black dude can't wear it because it's fucking censored.
I got this shirt that says "I love New York" with Osama bin Laden's face in the "I love New York," like like the.
Oh my God.
You're so edgy. Remember when you wore a swastika hat on the fucking podcast?
I remember that.
I just found the jacket of that in my closet, like
what was that clothing company?
Tune Heads.
Are they still doing it?
No.
No, they're done.
I mean, no. He still does clothes, but he's not doing the swastika shit. Like that was like he was like 19, 20, like like just being edgy.
But that was a different era. But if that guy got big now, people would probably make a super big deal out of it.
They would definitely find it and like try to like kill him for it. But that's the thing. This nigga made like an all over like a polo and matching shorts with Bill Cosby like
I mean that's like that's what I was saying before. It's like this is a tradition. Is that if you're a streetwear brand, you do some edgy ass shit to get attention.
Your whole thing could be edgy if you wanted it to.
You know, my friend SixNine, I remember back in the day, he fucking had a clothing company called Native Thoughts, and he made hats that just said "White Power" across the front of the hat. And I would like go to the bar, and it would be like him and a couple of his friends, all black, and they're all wearing white power hats. And I remember just being like, it's kind of cool. I remember him saying at one point, like, "Do you want one of these?" I'm like, "So no." So it's such an immediate no.
You wear that with the hat with the Mozzie shirt.
Just all kinds of mixed signals.
No. I had an Odd Future snapback that just said "nigga" on it in all caps, like NIGGA.
Probably shouldn't wear that either.
Why? I was wearing that. Wearing that with the Mozzie shirt.
No, but you know what is wicked funny is that day on the podcast that you were wearing the hat with the swastika on it, which is still strange to me. Like you went like this, like whoo, and you like made it like land on my head for the split second. And there is a screenshot of me with it like tapping my head. I would love for somebody to try to call me out for that screenshot though, because then I could just clip that video clip and it probably was really funny the way you.
I'm sorry for saying. I didn't realize that I was setting you up for that later on.
No, I mean I got plenty of other things to worry about. It'll be okay.
What you got to worry about, Kim? How's life going?
Talk to us about your life.
What do I have to worry about? I have a pounding headache right now.
Really?
Yes.
Why? Because of our good looks?
Yes.
Really?
Sorry about that.
Yeah. My two favorite people sitting
We've been
across from
working
me.
out, so we look hot.
Excuse me?
We've been working out. We look hot.
I've been in the gym.
Yeah.
What, the boxing one?
No, it's regular gym. I got a trainer now.
Shut the fuck up, really?
Promise, yeah. Made him through Chase the Money. Shout out Chase the Money. Shout out Devon.
I was reading this book, and apparently working out really
You're
doesn't...
a trainer now?
I got a trainer through Chase the Money.
Oh.
What, his trainer?
Yeah,
Chase the Money.
his
Chase the
homie.
Money.
Is he buff or something? I don't know what the hell he looks like.
Well, not Chase the Money, but like.
Well, obviously the
we
trainer's
working on
buff.
it. The trainer's buff. The trainer.
If you're really buff, you might not need a trainer. Chase the
So are
Money.
you trying to get buff, or are you trying to get like?
No, I'm just
slim?
I'm just trying to be able to perform and not be tired, my nigga. I'm about to do this festival in Vegas. I'm about to do another one.
God, I
I'm about
wanna
to
think about the Vegas festival.
I'm about to do another one that I can't really speak on, but it's coming soon.
You just don't want to get wiped out on stage?
Yeah, I begin because like you see me perform before. Like I used to be all over the place, like jumping off shit,
You do a lot
jumping
of
onto
yelling.
people, yelling, all that shit. But now I'm a little fat and I'm a little older, and like nigga, I can't do all that without getting tired. Anybody who's ever been to my live shows know that I'm fucking lit when I perform.
Well, I think
so.
smoking cigarettes is probably a bad thing that you should.
I don't really smoke cigarettes like that
Maybe
anymore either.
backwoods aren't
Do
helping.
you
either.
smoke a lot of weed? Like, do you roll weed for yourself at home and shit?
Not really, no.
No.
Like I
a
smoke.
social
but
smoker?
I'm a social weed
We
smoker.
need
if
to
you-
figure
if-
out what the fuck is going on with that Vegas festival.
Yeah,
think
but
those
if you were home for a few days and you didn't have
Nah, I
weed,
would
you,
smoke.
you would find a way?
I would smoke
You
like
call somebody, "Guy, give me some weed."
if it was like I don't know, like how many days you talking about? Like 3, 4,
3, 4
5?
days, or just at home. You don't even
I'll probably
anybody
smoke
around with
one.
weed.
Probably
Would you-
smoke once or something. Like
So you would
a way
find
to
some
smoke.
weed.
Find a way to smoke. Call somebody up.
Would you walk down Crenshaw and just like look for a guy who looks like he has weed?
I could take an Uber to the weed shop on Crenshaw. Get
Oh
some
yeah, I
weed.
forgot they have weed stores now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ubers.
I haven't really been to many of them. That's what I'm looking forward to. Is I'm gonna start doing. Let's talk about this. I want to start doing weed pop-ups at legal weed shops that choose to carry the no jumper weed. Will do pop-ups. Fans can
Cool.
come through, cop some kush. You can't actually smoke in these weed shops, but that's something
Some
I'm
of them
really
you
looking
can.
forward to. We got some of those on the way. You
Some
can
of
smoke
them-
in them.
Some of
Legal
them-
ones.
Some of them, yeah.
Legal ones.
Some of them.
Haven't seen it, but
You
I
just
think
said
you
you've never been.
I
No.
think you just need some sort of specific license, no? Or is it just kind of illegal?
I feel like in legal weed shops you're not supposed to be able to smoke. But hey,
They
if
have
you
like
can,
weed
more power
lounges
to
and
'em.
shit.
I ain't
you
gonna
can go smoke.
complain. Yeah,
It's like a weed lounge.
A
you
weed
can
lounge would be great too. Yeah, because but I
If
think
it's a
that's what you
lounge-
could do. You could have a weed lounge
And the shop.
then a weed shop. I bet you can't have them in the same exact thing. I remember at there was a huge dispensary that I immediately at in Palm Springs with Bearwoods, and they had like they can't sell Bearwoods legally because you can't mix tobacco and weed, but they would have a guy post it up. You buy weed, he rolls you a couple blunts real quick with the glass tip and everything, and that's just like a promo thing that they would do. I thought that was pretty clever.
That's pretty smart.
Listen, I want you guys to talk amongst yourselves for like approximately 60 seconds. You can even time my urination because I have to piss so bad before we start
Okay.
talking about 6ix9ine.
So
Oh
that
my
was
God,
a long.
I forgot that
Air
was
out
a
your
topic that
grievances
we haven't
about
talked
me.
about yet.
Why do we got to talk
Hey,
about 6ix9ine?
Are you excited for this Vegas festival? Because I'm
Yeah.
starting to kind of
That's
trip out about it.
listen. I'm just like at the end of the day, I think it's gonna happen. It's by
It's definitely happening. I know that's happening. They're
I don't-
running like Instagram ads on like every day and like
Yeah, it's
in
like-
preparation
it's
for
like-
it. It's not whether it's not going to happen.
we got
or
to
not.
give them time to like get the shit right. You know, like I'm,
I'm
not
just
tripping.
trying to figure out like.
It's
okay,
still
so
2 months away,
It's actually like 1 month away.
so they'll probably start emailing everybody like this week. Didn't they? They just responded to us.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So,
I know, but I'm just like I mean.
So why, when they respond, why get worried? Like they
Huh?
just responded.
No, I'm not worried. Like I said, I'm not worried about whether it's happening or not happening.
Just
I'm just
how organized it'll be.
not even that, but like first of all, where the fuck are we staying? Have you figured that out?
I'm already probably gonna. I already got it figured out. Yeah. For
What,
me,
some random fucking girls from Palm Springs or something?
some random shit. Yeah.
From Arizona?
From Hawaii.
Really? Just know
They're
from
the homegirls
Instagram?
though. No. It's one of Toke's homegirls. It's my homie Toke from Venice, but
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know. I maybe I'm just stressing
So,
out for no reason, but I'm
you have to
kinda-
get your
I'm-
own place to stay. They're probably not providing any place to stay.
I mean, they better.
We're on like the bottom of of the thing. They're probably not paying for our hotels.
Yeah, but No Jumper's supposed to be like some media partner in it or some
Well, if
bullshit,
that's the
some shit
case,
like that.
then
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure that out this week.
we'll talk to that. Well, you can't figure it out this week. You have to wait till they figure it out.
How long have we been recording?
I don't know.
55 minutes.
You have to wait until they
It breezed
offer
by.
that already. You can't figure it
No,
out.
that was in our terms.
Okay, well, hit them up then, I guess.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it.
Let's talk to him. Let's make shit happen.
Yeah, we're making shit happen every
Let's
day.
make all kinds of shit happen.
You guys want to talk about 6ix9ine?
I think you gotta wait till they hit you up because they're not going.
I mean, time is ticking. It's almost like 1 month away.
Then
And,
just
and-
don't
Wham,
go.
wham, wham. Daniel Hernandez.
Oh my god.
He was a boy from Bushwick.
Yo, chill.
He wore a HIV jersey.
In a pussy nigga jersey.
Yeah.
He was the originator of the perk idea.
This
He would've
boy
been the
never did a
perfect
perk.
person.
You know what a poser 6ix9ine is? I'm just
Oh
gonna
my
air
God.
this out. This is poser motherfucker. Because there's an old video of 6ix9ine where he pops out of a fucking car and he's got a double cup and a cigarette. All cap. I've never, ever, ever heard a story of everyone I know who knows 6ix9ine. I've never heard a story about him drinking lean, and I've never seen this dude smoke a cigarette.
I think he used to be really. I've seen old videos of him. He used to be really grimy and really like. He probably.
Well, that's just a Bushwick thing,
Smoking
to be
cigs.
totally honest. If you're in Bushwick, you can smoke cigs. It's normal, but I've never seen that with him. I've known him maybe drink a little bit, but I mean, this is obviously the most petty thing on
was
earth. It
gonna
has
say, like,
nothing
are
to
you-
do with anything that's come
Speculation.
out. But that just always annoyed me that he had a double cup in that one video because I feel
Are you talking about boy West
don't
Coast?
fake sip. I've a huge
There's a lot of
problem with
niggas that
fake
fake sip.
sippers.
This is boy East Coast.
Boy, East Coast. That's me. No, okay.
No, it's 6ix9ine.
I got issues with 6ix9ine fake news. Can I just air that out?
Wait. Can I say something about fake sippers real quick? Some
Yeah.
nigga some little white kid that tried to scrutinize me for or scrutinize Juice WRLD for wearing my jersey. He was like, this shit lame as fuck. I click on his profile. He literally has some ZZ Quill and a cranberry Sprite bottle, and he's like flexing it. And I'm like, you're
That's
talking.
probably a joke if it
He's
was
probably
really the
joking, yeah.
fucking
No.
ZZ Quill.
No, it wasn't a joke, because then when I said something about it, he changed his Abby to another nerdy picture of
You
him.
called him out.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, congrats.
Okay, go
Anyway,
ahead.
Daniel Hernandez. Listen, I don't care about the fake sipping. I care about the fact this fake news. This is like, as bad as this guy is, we got to call a spade a spade. And I don't agree with the fact that everybody reported on it on him saying that Cardi B was 9 Trey. He didn't say that. And I heard Rory speaking about this on the Joe Budden podcast too. And then it made me go and try to look for it. There's no quote. He never said she was 9 Trey blood. He said she was a blood.
I mean,
Where did that report come from that everyone ran with?
I don't know. I think it was a fake account on Twitter, or it was just hearsay or whatever.
just
But if you
crazy.
actually
that was
look
the
at the
whole
conversation, they said, "Did you know that Cardi B was a blood?" He said, "Yes." Said,
why?
"Did you pay attention or some shit?" He was like, "I wasn't really paying
I wonder
attention."
how that conversation came up. Like, I know why they talked about Jim Jones and
It's because they were just
Could
trying to
be,
like
but-
contextualize the fact that having a
Like-
bunch of bloods in your video or being a blood or whatever
Yeah.
is kind of a thing in
wonder
rap
if they
videos.
asked about Cuban Doll.
Wow.
Cuban
Why would they
Doll.
ask about her? Oh
Because
yeah.
she's in the fucking 1 billion
Remember when
video.
she was the prize that was being passed around between Tato and 6ix9ine, and he took her to Hawaii? But I don't know if that's actually how it happened, but that's how I imagine it. I want to write like erotic
Insane.
hip hop fan fiction.
You said you want to write it?
Yes, I have enough time to do this. I'm just kidding. I don't have enough time to do
Good
this,
luck.
but I do think it's a good idea. If I had free time, I'd be writing like really cool like sexual scenarios about Cuban Doll and 6ix9ine and just really like just documenting that. Everyone's
felt
tuned out. Nobody's listening to
I
me.
was like, no. I'm looking at these niggas over there. I'm like, what are these niggas
I'm
doing?
trying to like catch your eye, like help.
Okay, he also said that Jim Jones was a 9 Trey blood, and
He
it was
is-
And
Sick.
he trolled the fuck out of him.
and revealed that Jim
Oh, he was-
Jones.
yeah,
You're
he
calling
did.
him a retired rapper when he
I
just
saw
dropped
peop-
a project.
Right, he just dropped a project. I
Yeah.
saw Jim Jones saying, or I saw people alleging that Jim Jones is a snitch.
But how?
Whoa,
though?
how is he a snitch?
I don't know, but I'm just seeing people try to make this case. I'm actually going to search Twitter right now just to see if this is gaining steam.
Because you
But
know why?
last night people started trying to throw this out there.
But look, the combo of them was, how was that combo recorded? Of them being like,
'Cause
of them
Mel-
being like, you got to super violate him.
Mel's phone was
tapped, and he called Jim.
Wait, the dude from Joe Budden's podcast?
Not Mel,
Oh.
Mel Murda.
I was
Maul.
like, bro, what? Okay, I was joking, obviously, guys. But
yeah. I mean, there are a select few people on.
the phone was tapped, basically. Okay.
50 Cent posted an article that suggests Jim Jones is an informant. There's people saying that that Cameron, back like 10, 12 years ago, that Jim Jones was called out by Cameron for being a snitch. And he also called Jules a crackhead for sipping lean, apparently. This is kind of just conjecture and hearsay on Twitter. I don't know if it's been reported by any real people, but the argument I also heard is that's what's keeping Jim, like Jim has had so many problems with the law, but never actually really did time. Maybe that's part of why.
Was it Jim or Joel's that fucking brought a gun to the airport?
A gun to the
I think that
airport.
was Joel Santana.
That was Joel's, yeah, and he's,
You know who-
he's serving like 2 years right now.
You know
for
who
it.
else did that on
Crazy.
accident? Do y'all remember Travis Porter, the group?
Yep.
I love Travis Porter.
Travis Porter strapped a fool from from motherfucking Travis Porter accidentally brought a gun to the airport too.
That's
that was
insane.
amazing.
Just accidentally bring a fucking
Bro, if you're on
rifle.
tour and no, it wasn't a rifle, it was like a fucking like a handgun.
When we were on the Smoke Perp tour, they were trying to tell me that it's legal to bring guns
like no. it's not.
on a checked bag.
They just want. Oh yeah, I mean you
Is
can
that-
you can fly with legal guns if you put them in your check bag, and you
Yeah.
probably have to like remove
Disarm
the clip
it.
and do all this other shit.
Damn. I feel like
Insane.
Jason would know about that. I'll ask Jason later.
I feel like people on Twitter are very resistant to this Jim Jones informant thing. Like people really want like dead proof before people start throwing around there, because it is such a sensitive,
is, yeah.
volatile thing that for anyone to make a serious accusation. Now, apparently 50 Cent is just joshing around about it because he is the biggest asshole in the world who just loves to troll everyone about everything.
Wait, so besides Cameron saying 10 years ago he might have been a snitch or whatever, like what is the main allegations why
They're
he
saying that in the paperwork for the conversation, like in the transcript of the conversation between Jim Jones and Mel,
Okay.
that Jim Jones is labeled as an informant in the
Oh.
transcript.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's what I was basically getting from the stuff that has been sort of thrown out there that 50's been posting, etc. Like, but I mean, again, it's like it's all
fuck.
It's not something that anybody should even joke around about.
Yeah.
Until it were 100% proven, but it is really interesting that it's being spoke about on the internet, especially when you kind of corroborate with the fact that Cameron has maybe said that at a certain point.
See, but the whole, I don't know, man. The whole like, okay, I watched this video the other day, and it really explained the origin of snitching and the word snitching and like all that shit. You feel me? It's just like
It's a really ratty word, snitch.
Well, you're gonna try to challenge our whole conception of what a snitch is right now, or something?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's the question. Is, and this is a super mega hypothetical. If it came out that Jim Jones was a snitch, do you think hip hop would be able to write him off as easily as they've been able to with 6ix9ine? Like if it was just literally, he was just a snitch. Just
like right now,
like
like in this case, he was the informant.
right. Like if that shit actually came out to be true, do you think hip hop would be able to just get rid of Jim Jones so easily because he's kind of this beloved figure? And everybody, I feel like the 6ix9ine thing, everybody was so excited to get rid of him because he was such a douche.
Yeah, you could just throw him out the window easy, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's gonna be some people that's gonna still rep Dipset, Bird Gang, and respect what he's done.
I expect that this isn't the last that we've heard of it because I bet that there's somebody from like a journalist standpoint or whatever who's going to try to dig into it. If there is any actual suggestion that he's a snitch, you know that there's somebody who's going to have to look into it and figure it out. So I feel like it's not even worth discussing because they will figure it out. You know?
We don't know too much right now.
Yeah, we don't want to even speculate on it.
But here we are speculating.
But here we are.
Fucking his driver.
I love this.
This is a fucking movie. Like, you cannot write this shit. Like, him fucking his underage cousin, getting her pregnant.
Wait, who the driver did this?
You didn't know about this?
What?
Okay, so what happened to
I thought I did research.
I thought I did too.
Okay,
I thought I knew something. We watched the video of the kidnapping.
That's all you watched? Jesus Christ.
Oh,
That came out
okay.
last week, losers.
Yeah, right. No, I watched it last week. He didn't see it till today.
So anyways, basically the latest news is that, 6ix9ine's done being on the stand as a witness or whatever, star witness. So now it's Jorge Rivera or whatever, the driver's turn. And basically it's been said that he was an informant, and the reason why is because he got caught or some shit fucking his underage cousin, got her pregnant, had to pay for her abortion, and I don't know what happened there. Maybe the family told on him.
I think he was illegal. That's what I
I'm
heard.
getting there.
Okay.
The family told on him or something, like being like, oh, he's fucking, our underage family member, some shit. And then the cops got involved. They looked at his background, realized he's not a, citizen of this country. Wow. Then they find out he's 6ix9ine's driver. Then they give him a deal, like, be an informant for us. We'll give you the K,
That's
whatever, 501
interesting
letter.
that the feds were willing to let this fucking pedophile dude be on the streets in order to get 6ix9ine. I wonder, maybe they didn't consider him like a super serious threat, but that is, I mean, when you say this is like a movie, I totally agree. It's insane. Just the idea.
It's not real.
Because it seems like it would be logistically so difficult. But I guess if you're the feds, you get in touch with the fucking service that is renting out the cars to him. You tell them, hey, we want this guy driving for it now. But I mean, it feels like it would just be so difficult to plant an undercover driver into this dude's entourage.
I think he was already his driver. And
that's his
all
cousin. It's his cousin, bro.
So the fucking
That's not his cousin.
I thought.
No, the driver fucked his cousin.
No, but I'm saying 6ix9ine is related to the driver or some shit like that.
I didn't hear anything about
the
that.
The feds started investigating him because he was 6ix9ine's driver. They decided to start investigating everyone around him. They could get somebody to flip on him, switch it up. Boom. They're talking to him. That's going to be the one who. The fact that we were able to watch that kidnapping video, the fact that there were cameras in the car and everything, that's because of this fucking snitch. He's a snitch I can actually get behind in this case because it made this whole thing a lot more entertaining.
Insane.
I don't know how much of a case they would have.
On the phone call, when he called the police, he said, they kidnapped my brother. Yeah. And it's probably not his actual brother, but I think they are related in some capacity.
I
think that's how he got hired as the driver.
They're not related. I'm pretty sure he got hired just as a fucking private car service.
Okay, let's look it up and then while we talk.
Who cares? Fuck this guy. Fuck Jorge.
Jorge Rivera.
Jorge ain't shit. Jorge, you a snitch? Nah, Jorge. So is
Insane.
Jorge going to jail now, or is he going to go
I
become a
think
snitch
he's-
for
he
someone
snitched.
else?
He's snitching. He out.
I think he's getting his
That was the
the
exchange.
K whatever letter from
You get
that.
to fuck your underage cousin,
Insane.
but you help get a famous rapper thrown in jail. Boom, you're back on
But
the
he's
streets.
not even throwing the famous rapper in jail, because apparently 6ix9ine supposed to get out in January.
Right. So you get a whole bunch of regular ass bloods.
No, you're right. You're right.
They're the ones who are
He just
going to jail.
regular-
And
just
meanwhile,
regular
6ix9ine,
driver.
this is another interesting
was-
aspect of this, is that 6ix9ine is supposed to be in witness protection. This could potentially happen. Here's my thing about 6ix9ine being in witness protection. The only way it works is if he goes somewhere and is completely
I don't think he can do
locked
that.
away. Can't go outside, gated community, maybe like just security around to keep an eye on you, whatever. That's the only way that he's going to be able to survive. I've thought a little bit about like, well, what if 6ix9ine moved to Australia? There's no bloods that are going to kill you in Australia, right? Or at least very few. Like New York's out of the question. LA is out of the question, I think. I don't think that's going
You
to
have to
happen.
go somewhere random.
Yeah, you'd have to go somewhere random, but still, even if you move to Kansas, don't you think there's some bloods
Nah,
that are
not-
coming to Kansas
I
that are
didn't
going to
mean-
kill your ass?
think
I didn't mean anywhere like there. You have to go to like another country somewhere.
But
Is
does the witness protection program put people
That's
in
what I was
other
wondering, too.
countries?
I don't know. You might have to, bro. He might have to just go. Like I don't know.
See, I feel like
His whole
6ix9ine
family got to go though.
6ix9ine in Australia, I don't think he's going to get popped.
It's not even about whether he's gonna get popped, but like people with cell phones are just gonna be, oh my God, 6ix9ine,
Well,
6ix9ine.
he shouldn't be doing anything, but I feel like at a certain point he might just
What
start
do
to
you do
get
with all
comfortable.
those tattoos?
Yeah, that's the main problem.
And like, has there ever been such a prominent person
In the witness protection
under
program,
witness protection?
I honestly really doubt it.
I highly doubt it.
No way.
And then also, do you think like
This is literally groundbreaking
from
shit.
this whole deal and whatnot, like, do you think that he can leave jail and like still not even perform but use the name 6ix9ine and try to
The question
do
is
whatever?
going to be, will the feds even allow him to record
Yeah,
music?
because I don't feel like they would.
I don't think that you can portray yourself as a gangster in the kind
Who
of
said that he
deal
had to
that
do
they're
that,
going to give
though?
him. Right? Yeah, I agree. But if you start making music, and maybe you could have a YouTube
How could
channel
you be
where
in the
nobody
witness
knows where you live or whatever. But it doesn't really seem.
There's no way you could continue an entertainment career and be in the fucking witness program. That makes zero
And
sense.
the other thing that doesn't make any sense is if they put him in the witness protection program, he's not going to be able to earn any money.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to tour. He's not going to be able to maybe he can make music and put it on Apple Music and
That's
YouTube and stuff.
like anonymously or something.
I know, but I feel like the terms of whatever agreement he signs are probably going to say that he can't just beat this rapper.
So then, how the fuck? Like, what?
The
what
only
do you,
way he can make money is through his image, through his likeness, through his content that he can make.
Maybe just all, like what he's going to just live off his old streams or something. He's no way he owns all that shit.
I'm kind of not kidding when I say that I think he'll be a Fortnite streamer or some kind of YouTuber, because the only thing I can imagine
Probably
him
could.
doing
him and
Yeah.
him and academics
sit on stream and talk to the world. Nobody
People
knows
would
where you
tune in.
are. People would definitely.
Somebody
Yeah.
would
It's so
track his IP
fascinating.
address or something.
Yeah,
There's
there's no
gotta be a
hackers
way
out
to
there.
do it.
There's some hacker
Anonymously.
that would find him. Yuri would find him, honestly.
There's no way. That's the problem being 6ix9ine. There's nothing that you can do to make any money unless it's you.
It just boggles my mind. Like, you could put a hit on someone to try to get them killed, yet you don't even go to jail.
It seems
for-
so unfair and
That
wrong.
is that. I don't know. My mind is perplexed.
Yeah.
I'm flabbergasted.
Literally.
I think that when we were preparing for 6ix9ine to take the stand, that there was a degree to which I thought that maybe the snitching wouldn't be that bad.
Oh, no.
Maybe he would sort of be able to explain it away, and there was a way that maybe it wouldn't look so bad. And that really did not turn out. It looks about as bad as you could ever expect it to look.
Even worse than
he
I
is the
thought.
most disgraced rapper in the history of rap.
At the same time, the way them niggas did that nigga and threw him in the whip and was like, nigga, we gonna kill your whole family. and all
Totally
that
agree.
shit.
But this is the
Them
problem
niggas,
is that
them
it doesn't
specific
matter.
Niggas, I don't give a fuck. Fuck
Listen,
them
it
niggas.
doesn't matter. Public image wise, it's like
Of
you
course.
snitched, you took the stand, you said all this crazy ass shit. You mentioned people that
had nothing
that
to do
seemingly
with
had
it.
nothing to do with it, like Cardi B. Even though, like in reality, that Cardi B shit was nothing.
That was nothing but still
Trippy.
though.
Trippy mentioned Trippy, but I mean,
Yeah.
They
they're
had
the
the
ones who
attitude.
mentioned Trippy. They're the ones who mentioned
Yeah.
Jim Jones. It's like, but it's just hip hop being so street centered. There's no
Yeah.
fucking.
But you're
way.
saying this is like bad for his public image, but who knows if He's not even gonna do a public image anymore.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna.
Can't. I don't think he
literally
can.
can't, bro.
I think his best bet is to go all positive. Changed man.
Nah, somebody's still gonna try to kill him or something.
Oh yeah. But I mean, let's be real. If he can start a career for himself in a fucking, in a basement in Australia and make videos and build a fan base, and then he could get security and go on tour. Listen, there's all kinds of people.
I don't think he could ever go on tour.
I think he can. There's all kinds of people that gangs want to kill. And they go places and they bring security and they don't get killed. And it happens all the time. And if everybody that certain Bloods or certain Crips wanted dead was actually going to show up dead, then there would be way more dead people than there actually are. Because the reality is that if somebody is surrounded by security, like 6ix9ine was disrespecting the Bloods and LA and YG, and he was walking the streets of LA, and there were people who wanted to kill him. He had security around him. It didn't happen. I don't think he would ever do something as flagrant as that anymore, but I definitely think he can go on tour with a fucking small army around him. I mean, there's been all kinds of rappers who there was tons of people that wanted to kill him and they were on tour. I'm not saying that to denigrate any gangs, because listen, I'm sure y'all, if you really want to kill somebody, you can kill somebody, but I don't think his situation will be that dire. I think for somebody like him who has such a high risk tolerance and is such an asshole, he'll find another career if it's Mr. Positive, nice guy, changed man.
I feel like he could go full reggaeton fucking type music.
Puerto Rico? No, that's still America. Go to
Puerto
South America
Rico
and start a new career.
He'll figure something out, this piece of shit.
Crazy.
This little rat. Shout out to Academics having a great month on his channel. I noticed that both him and DJ Vlad are just getting views out the a-hole.
Dude,
yeah, everybody, but those dudes, that's what's really crazy is that like the rap attention, there was so much attention for so many of these crazy rappers that at that time period that it blew up a ton of peripheral channels like Academics. Academics got so many subscribers and blew the fuck up off of the Trippy 6ix9ine beef and all that shit. And then Academics' channel just sort of like, it sort of like doesn't get as much attention. Like he doesn't even really bother to make videos when it's stories that are going to get 100,000 or 150,000 views. He just doesn't. And I know his struggle because I'm in the same exact position. Most of the stories that he covers, that he gets a lot of views covering, are stories that if I covered, I could get a lot of views. And most weeks or a lot of the time when I'm looking at the rap news, it's just stupid shit that is not really even worth making a video about. Not that many people care, and you got to kind of work to like figure out stuff to make videos about it. But it's crazy that 6ix9ine really drove a huge amount of interest in rap in general, and he'll probably never get credit for that, and that's fine. But it's very interesting to me. What was
That's
that?
crazy.
Look up?
I just can't even imagine like the day where I guess they don't release the day that he's gonna get out exactly, but just what that would look like. Like do they have to like helicopter him out and like fucking take him to the rainforest?
The rainforest.
I don't know, man. They just need to take him somewhere.
Oh, look at this.
Look at you guys on your phones.
Look, no, I'm not like on my phone. On my phone, I'm looking. The first thing I saw was Academics posted 55 minutes ago. Footage is released of Tekashi 6ix9ine kidnapping, and when the kidnappers pulled up to his crib, and his baby mama had to bring down $1 million in jewelry and give it to the kidnappers to save his life. The footage is not great, so I'm not actually that interested in that. But also, really importantly, Lil TJ, he DM'd No Jumper and said, "Yo." So. And also, wow, Austin, the security guard, said, "Can I get Cam Girl's number?" I wonder what that is.
Whoa. Also,
I wonder how Sarah Molina's doing.
Yeah, what is Sarah Molina thinking about all this? Should I get in touch? Should I get some thoughts? That's a really good idea.
Nobody tapped in.
I wonder if she's even trying to talk to anyone right now.
She's just over here posting to her story and just
Is
having
she
a
actually?
good time. I follow her. Yeah, she's having a good time.
She's not even like paying attention.
I think she got her like
So
main
rare.
account deleted by crazy 6ix9ine fans, and I don't know if she ever got it back though.
Apparently, his girlfriend, maybe still girlfriend Jade, is very happy that he's getting out.
Oh, I gotta go check out Jade's Insta. I wonder how Jade's feeling right now.
Happy?
Happy to be dating this famous snitch.
100%.
She don't give a fuck.
She's fucking elated.
The way that she,
Hey,
that
they
he-
might see.
What?
That's what I'm saying. Shit,
What?
like people like that, like nigga, those are the people that's gonna get hurt, not him.
Picture this.
The people that are
No,
close.
but that is a good example
Poor
because
girl.
Fucked
listen,
up.
if people really hated 6ix9ine, that bitch would have got domed already. You know, it's like if somebody was really willing to just do whatever.
How
Yeah.
they got everybody in jail? He didn't told on everybody. They don't even got no hitters to even go do anything.
Oh man, there's a million other Bloods on there.
It's not about the blood. He's snitching on his crew and his people that he was running with. He's not
You're
snitching
right,
on every blood in
and
the
that
world.
in order for them to make a plan to actually make that happen, I mean, it's like,
you know?
yeah, most of the people who would put the work in are all locked
are
up.
all in
You're right,
jail.
yeah.
Like or like
I
you
thought
know,
they have, shooters on the outside. And
Shooters.
it's
hitters.
just like I don't think anybody that's close to them that is like
All the obvious suspects
Yeah.
are in jail for shooting.
And
There's
for
got to be
other-
some other psychos on the outside, but I'm just saying that it's not like, is shit so
everything
serious?
is so under a microscope with them. If they try to call that hit from jail, nigga, they would be.
If somebody had killed one of 6ix9ine's loved ones in the process of before this was going to go to trial or whatever, number one,
That would've been
you're not
crazy.
just facing a murder charge. You were interfering in the fucking investigation and a trial and all kinds of
Yeah.
other shit. That is that is like there's
the-
just certain things that just seem like they usually don't happen, and that would have been some next level shit.
That would've been crazy.
But it also like, how does that affect the fucking trial in a positive way? If anything, 6ix9ine's even more likely to snitch and more likely to say crazy ass shit about his associates if they did something as fucked up as killing one of his loved ones.
If
Shit.
6ix9ine goes to witness protection, doesn't his daughter have to do that too?
Probably have to
Wouldn't
take the whole
wouldn't that
family with them,
mean
wouldn't you
Sarah
think?
would have to?
Probably have to take it.
You ever
all,
watch the
everybody.
Ace Family?
Oh my God, they scare
Picture
me.
6ix9ine and Jade, but it's.
He got Jade, the baby mama, and
Do you watch the Ace Family?
No.
They're very scary.
You need to get on it because I would like to see you do that with your girlfriend as well. But it's just like the whole concept of being a family YouTuber, where you have kids and you make videos that are all about just what a great relationship you're in.
gonna look
And
it up right
look
now.
at my baby is so cute. Oh, and then look at me and I'm wearing all this Gucci and my wife is
kinda fire.
beautiful and we're playing with the baby and today
baby's beautiful.
Our baby is so beautiful. We take her to the playpen and we take her to this weird thing.
Ace
Like I mean.
Family.
Who the fuck watches it? Like children or like adults?
Oh, they're white too.
Or
This is
both.
crazy.
Nah,
They're like-
he's half
they're
black
like
and she's
Hispanic-ish.
Okay.
white-ish Hispanic or something. I think.
Hey, they're kind of dripped up though. I'm not
She
even
might be
gonna
like
lie.
Colombian.
I went
He wears
to-
new Gucci in every single video. It's insane. He must make so much money that I'm sure it's not a big deal,
How
but
many
it's still
subscribers do they
crazy.
have? Like fucking 20 million.
An insane amount.
I saw some Amiri jeans. I saw some Gucci. I saw some Vans.
I
like,
saw them when I was. I saw some Vans. Those cost $40 at the mall. Oh, okay.
Hey.
Housephone just left Pakistan.
They got 17.6 million.
But listen, that's what I'm
Crazy.
saying is that I would not be surprised at all if I saw 6ix9ine and Jade have a family vlogger channel in a couple years. Me
That'd
and
be
Lennon
cool.
have discussed it. We've talked about it.
That'd be crazy. Watching you raise a kid on a vlog would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You have to go back to the iPhone vlogs if you do that though.
Hell no, I have high quality vlogs.
I went to this Asian restaurant and I sat next to like a diet Ace family before, right?
And they were filming the whole time and
They
shit?
were filming
Oh
the
my
whole
God.
time.
Did
They
you
had,
ask them what their channel was? I would want to see it.
I think it was the royal family.
The Royal.
So-
Everybody check out the Royal Family
No,
and
they
tell them
have-
Cam
they
Girl
have-
hates them.
No, they have like
Shout out to
10K.
royal
They're
family.
very, very
10K?
Or 10 million.
10.
10 million. So
Whoa.
they were like they're famous.
Big
They were very
difference.
nice,
I met a
but
family
like
at,
they were doing this concept video where
House
like
phone, no
they
cohesion, just talking over Cam Girl.
stop manscaping and mansplaining me.
Mansplaining, that's
Sorry.
mansplaining
They
shit.
they brought a remote control. They had the kid control it. Like, oh, if you press pause, you have to stop. And they're just doing this like stop the whole time. They had like people around them help, and they had the fucking waiter help, and like it was a lot. But they were
Sounds
filming the whole
horrible.
time.
Having a kid sounds
Imagine
so
you doing
corny.
that.
You have to do so
You
much
should do that.
dorky stuff.
Why they have their kids on a remote control?
No, they were pretending like the kid can pause the world.
I'm sure I would have fun with it. I don't know. It's
I guess when kids are involved, anything is kind of cute.
yeah, but it's just so interesting that people want to watch this stuff. They want to watch people just having the most normal
So
interactions
that's
with
what I'm
their
trying
kids.
to say. Like, who's watching that? Like, adults with kids or kids?
Well,
or
I will
both?
say this:
know,
is that
maybe
one
both.
time I watched an episode because me and Lena have watched a fair amount of this, but I watched an episode where they were basically going and meeting their their fans.
Oh God.
And for the most part, and this is California, so it's like that's a big part of it and everything too. But for the most part, it was just young Hispanic people. It was the people who were watching their videos in California, like some random like 15-year-old little girl, and like some 20-year-old. But it's just a lot of like regular salt of the earth type people, because I mean
Just
that's the
on
kind of
YouTube,
content like we're the types of people that tend to watch stuff that's more about our interests. Like we would watch a music podcast or something like Joe Budden shit, whatever, something that's about a certain issue. Like a lot of people don't care about music, or they don't care about some sport in particular. So to them, like what most people, what do? They have a family. That's a big part of their life. So what they might want to watch a super glamorized, crystal clean, perfect version with the nicest clothes, and the fucking wife is super hot, and the husband is not really that good looking, but he's maybe kind of okay looking, and the baby is so cute. Like most people, let's be real, most people, their kids are ugly as hell. They have
I
a
would
hot
not
kid.
agree.
The kid is beautiful. It's
hot kid.
Not hot, but it's a
gorgeous.
beautiful little girl. Like
Yeah.
it's the cutest little family. He's so corny.
He is very corny. I
He's
guess
so
it's
corny.
like people watching family sitcoms. Like
It's
that's
exactly
our
like that,
version
yeah. What it
of
is.
watching.
And
yeah.
that shit doesn't really exist anymore like that,
No, not at all.
It's not really like popular at all. Like,
They're the YouTube versions of this.
You don't find
Yeah.
out about new cool sitcoms anymore.
YouTube is
Fresh
the new
off the
TV.
boat. That was a cool one.
What was it?
Hee hee.
YouTube is
The
TV.
first Asian family on
Really? The
primetime
first?
television.
The
Really?
first?
It was you never heard of Fresh Off the Boat?
I know what it is.
How many
but
seasons
that
did that
sounds
last?
racist already.
I don't know. But that lady, Constance Wu, went on to do like really big things. She was on Hustlers. Did you guys watch that movie?
No.
What?
The
Cardi B movie.
with Cardi B
And
and
J-Lo.
No.
We should all watch it and do a review next
We
week.
should do that.
Let's do that. We can watch it all together.
When do you
I
got?
don't know about. I'm
What?
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's
Let's
go
watch
see it. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, I want to go drive-in. But anyway, sorry.
I don't want to sit. I don't want to
I
sit.
Sit in a
driving.
car with you guys. I don't know. That's a whole
No,
different
like you get little
commitment.
picnic chairs. You sit outside. You bring popcorn.
Oh, that
like,
could be fun,
It's
yeah.
really fun.
Where's
No,
the nearest
And
drive-in?
you two will probably smoke weed and do all the fucking
No, let's
I
go
bet
to
we'll
the.
get in
bad
trouble.
stuff.
Let's go to the dine-in AMC in Marina Del Rey. We can like
Dine in.
you
What do
can
you mean?
drink
Like there's
there.
like
You can drink there,
Oh.
eat,
Cool.
and recline the chair back.
Listen.
Nice.
I love reclining.
Let's have Adam pay for it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I bitch about something real quick?
Yes.
Sure.
Before we
go
wrap this
ahead.
up, I just want to really complain about something.
Wait,
I know
wait.
you guys are going to find this so interesting.
Before you go on this rant,
Yeah.
Russ and 21 Savage in the club. throwing
Russ
money.
and 21 Savage
What?
in the club throwing money like you would not believe. It
Oh,
really
okay,
happened.
okay.
Russ and 21, because they both live in Atlanta. So this is the kind of thing that could have happened like
Link
almost
up-
any night
link up
for
of
the
the
past
century.
couple of years. But yeah, that's big.
Were they in a table together?
They were in the section. They're like,
on
shut
the
up, Russ!
stage.
Shut up, Russ! 21 Savage in the building.
That's crazy.
Russ was having a great time. Well, as long as you
Imagine-
want to just do stupid little news, I want to say that Screech, Dustin Diamond from Saved by the Bell, is
Damn.
fighting
The
the Bagel Boss.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the baby.
And also, Josh is kind of like a little bit bigger version of the Bagel Boss. Josh is our Bagel Boss.
I don't know what that is.
And also,
The
it's
dude,
so
the dude that flipped out on the
I
girl
could
in
so
the
see
bagel
Josh
shop.
getting some bagels. Anyway,
You
listen.
never seen that video of the really short
No.
guy yelling at the girl?
You have no
my
culture.
God.
Yeah, okay. He
Screech is gonna
flipping
fight
out. He's flipping out about
Yes,
on the
I
dating
remember.
websites. The women hate him, et cetera, et cetera. Well, Screech from Saved by the Bell is fighting him. I was thinking about it. I got offered, X
still
amount of
wanna know
dollars
who.
for the MMA fight. I will
know.
show you. That's not a big deal for me to show you, especially since it's clearly not happening. But that, I wonder how much Dustin Diamond and the Bagel Boss could get paid. Because let's be real, I'm thinking that they're famous enough and could attract enough attention that it would probably be at least a couple $100,000 each. And that's serious money when you're basically just not doing anything, which is kind of what I would assume most of
This
their
is
lives are like.
televised or one of those things like you where you
It's
buy
going to be
tickets.
pay-per-view. That's why it's going to
Oh, it's
be. That's why it's
pay-per-view.
worth so much to the
People
promoters.
still
Yeah.
have pay-per-view stuff.
Yeah, it's
Like, they
actually
have
it's easy now
TV
because
and
you just
cables?
buy it through like it's just
You
like watching
subscribe to it,
Netflix.
yeah.
It's easy now.
Probably
I
easier.
haven't done it. I mostly just download mine off the Pirate Bay. To be totally honest, sorry Dana White, but yeah. Okay, let me bitch.
Go ahead.
I went to Montreal this weekend.
Oh yeah, where'd you go there?
Me and Lena, I'm gonna expose myself. Me and Lena went there for a Pokemon Go event.
Cute.
Yeah, you were just in Montreal. What the fuck?
We went to Montreal for this Pokemon Go event, and basically we got a hotel, and the event is really like, this is one thing I've realized is that nobody understands the concept of traveling to go to a Pokemon Go event. A lot of people know about the game, but nobody knows about the fact that people just do this. Like, it's just this big park, and there's a path, and you just walk around the park. You and hundreds of other people are just mostly silently, just walking along catching Pokemon.
Looks like zombies.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's weird as hell.
I remember when it first came out and I went to Santa Monica Pier to do it a lot. There's just fucking zombies.
This
on their
was having this many Pokemon trainers in one city at one time was the most extreme thing I've seen since then. Like the way that you used to go to the Santa Monica Pier and it was just crazy, or certain parks back when it first came out.
Yeah.
That's what it was like. Like there was a raid, which is basically you can catch this really good Pokemon Mewtwo. You may have heard of Mewtwo, and the shiny Mewtwo is available. And yes, I did catch it, and no, Lena the Plug did not catch it.
Only one person can catch the one Pokemon?
No, basically a raid is like you and maybe 5 to 10 or 20 people all come together and do this thing in the game at the same time. And there's different levels of raids. So there are raids you can do by yourself, but the Mewtwo, you need like a whole big squad of people, probably at least like 8 people.
Of real life people.
You have to all show up. But maybe if you go to Santa Monica Pier, you get lucky and have a bunch of spoofers, people who aren't really there, but are playing through their computer. Whatever. But anyway, me and Lena, because we were hanging out the day after this Pokemon Go event, we were hanging out with the Pokemon Go YouTubers, Trainer Tips, Mystic 7, JT Gilly, etc. And so we made plans to meet up with them at this raid that was coming up to catch Mewtwo, but we were going to pop into the hotel real quick to take shits, probably bloody shits. And then we go down to meet Trainer Tips and Mystic 7 at this Pokemon Go raid. And there was probably like 300 people lining the streets everywhere doing this raid. That's how many people were in town that were playing this game. It was insane.
300 people?
Maybe more, bro.
How
It was
lucrative is it to still do the Pokemon training YouTubes? Like, people still care about that?
Mystic 7 and Trainer Tips seem to me to be the biggest YouTubers making those videos, and they probably get on average about 100 to 200,000 views per video, and they do like a video a day pretty much, or every couple of days. So they crank out content. So I'm sure they do all right, but they're like mega famous in that world. Like I watched people come up to Mystic 7 and Trainer Tips and say straight up, like, bro, these are like nerdy people. A lot of them are very nerdy, like the people that you would really never interact with
in real life.
Sort of like dorky appearances, some of them. But I've seen some people that I would describe as a little bit nerdy come up to Trainer Tips or Mystic 7 and say, like, I've had so many struggles with just getting through life and everything, and like your videos have just like given me like the inspiration to keep going. And it's like you deal with so many kind of like boring fan interactions where you just take a selfie with someone real quick or whatever. Hearing that shit, I was like, man, that was some moving shit. Pokemon Go trainers out there meaning something to people, man.
That's crazy, bro. Honestly, that validates anything in life that you do. If someone goes up to you and tells you that, man.
That's what they were all saying.
That's what it's about, bro.
It was very moving.
That's that's a good way to end this podcast. That was beautiful.
Well, that is a good point. That is a good way.
Well,
Wait,
you didn't bitch yet, though.
I want to bitch.
I was like, wait, where? I was like, where's the bitching?
Allow me to bitch. Okay, so I show up, and the night of, there's somebody who, I'm not going to say who, they know who they are, that they bring me some weed. The weed was not great.
Okay.
That's not my complaint. I'm not complaining with the
they
fact
make
that the weed was
thumbnails?
kind of crappy. No comment. The weed was not great. I'm not going to go into depth, and I don't want to associate with anyone with any sort of illegal activity. Got some weed. So what do? I sit at my fucking table in the hotel room, and I fucking break it down. I put some tobacco. I roll a couple of spliffs. Actually, I stuff a couple of cones. And then I take it outside. I smoke. Or no, actually, at first I didn't smoke outside. I fucking opened the window and I leaned my head out, and there was a curtain, and I put the curtain around myself like a fucking Superman cape. And I smoked this one spliff out the window, one. And then I left some of the weed on the table, just out. And then I went about my day the next day. So one spliff out the window. And then the next day, we get hit with a $200 smoking charge. But the fucking thing that pisses me off is that I didn't get the charge because I smoked that one single spliff out the window. I got the charge because I left the weed on the table. And you know that the weed stunk up the room at least a little bit. And that's why I got this fucking super $200 charge. And this is the thing is, $200 doesn't mean that much to me.
I was about to say, nigga, shut up. 200. What the fuck? Like you sound like some fucking.
But it's what it's about. It's the fucking principle of it.
You left the weed out. What are you talking about? Why are you trying to make this into somebody else's fault?
Listen, I still care about $200. Like if I get fucking scammed for $200 by
you didn't
bullshit,
get scammed, nigga. You left the weed out.
Yeah, but I don't think you should be able to get a smoking charge for just leaving weed on a table when you didn't actually. The fact that I smoked that spliff had nothing to do with the room smelling like weed. You know how weed is, even shitty weed. If you walk into a hotel room and somebody has a fucking bag of weed sitting there on the table, you might just smell the weed right away, you know?
Bro, don't we get in trouble here?
And we're in a whole bunch of trouble here for smoking weed, and now we have serious regulations in place because the building wants us out if we're going to keep smoking kush.
Yeah, last
We
week was
can't-
fucking insane. I couldn't
Honestly,
breathe.
that was my fault.
There was
There was
that
just,
much
like,
weed being smoked?
a cloud of fucking.
was.
When
Yeah,
I would
that's really
when I
not
would
gonna
step
work.
outside, I'd be like, "Oh my god, fresh air."
That's a very big issue for
It was
us
like
here.
one.
We can't do that.
It was like one backwood. I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
Yeah, because
one
I don't know
backwood.
you to have kush that deep. I was wondering, I'm like, who came here and bring you a bunch of weed? Because it's not, I've never known you to
probably
just roll an
smoked-
ounce in a night.
We maybe smoked 2 backwoods, and maybe.
You definitely smoked like 5.
But the thing is, if you're smoking backwards right
Yeah,
here,
we're right here.
and that door is right there, and it goes right out there, like if you're in my office with the windows open, door closed,
That's
is a
fine.
different scenario. But also that, if you do
Still.
that during the middle of the
day,
day,
no.
that is also a big issue. So that's not happening anymore. We're doing little powwows outside.
Hey, I'm here. I'm here for it. I'm here to
You
know
need to
claim.
do those things where
claim
you
my
put the
mistakes.
fucking wet towel like on the
Yeah,
thing.
what the fuck,
and,
you
like,
guys
you guys
are-
need to do all that like college shit.
Yeah, and we have a giant loud aluminum cylinder that we have sticking out. Yeah, actually, this is the problem right here is that we have these wooden floors. They have all kinds of little gaps in it and everything, and it sucks for multiple reasons. One of the reasons it sucks is because the women upstairs wear high heels to work every single day. I want to jump through the ceiling. I want to go up there and knock on their door and say, who are you trying to impress? Nobody
What if
is
they just,
noticing that you're wearing these high heels.
What if they
Nobody
just wanna wear
cares.
nice
She's
shoes
doing
to
it for
work.
herself. She wants
I don't
to feel
believe that
cute.
for a second. I have no the high heels are a symptom of the patriarchy, and fuck you for going against me. I want to go up there. I have no idea what they do up there, but I know those women don't need to be wearing high heels.
Why? Why does that matter?
Some
Because
women
those
just
things are so
wanna feel
painful. You ever
pretty.
put those on?
If
I
they-
did. I went to a drag queen convention and I put a pair of size 13 high heels on, and it was extremely
I didn't
painful.
know those
Even if they had on
exist.
I can't
sneakers.
believe that is considered a normal thing to do. It is like on par with female genital mutilation. Like it's
Whoa.
obscene that people actually expect women to wear these high heels. And
Who
I,
expects women to wear high heels?
the patriarchy, society. I think they look hot.
Society,
I
nah, fuck
totally
that.
think that girls look hot when they wear high heels.
I think girls look hot if they don't. If they wear
And
whatever.
also, I think you were gonna say this.
I'm just
Even
saying,
if
I think
you're
it's
wearing
cruel and
regular
unusual.
fucking shoes up there, it goes.
Up there, yes, it squeaks like really
So
bad.
her
But the high
wearing
heels are
high-
worse.
the high heels does not make a difference at all.
No, the high heels make it worse. If they were wearing Keds up there, I would not be bitching.
Like, this nigga's
All-
actually insane.
Imagine what they're saying about us down here.
Oh yeah, because of the kush.
Yeah.
Exactly. They probably think
Exactly.
we're
And you
doing all
probably
kinds
getting
of
your
fucked up
dick
shit.
sucked in the office and shit. Like,
Who?
come on.
By who?
I don't know. You. I don't know.
Me and Yuri don't do that.
Yuri definitely takes bitches back here.
This is what I'm talking about. Me and Yuri, like Yuri is a perfect stand-in for that joke. Like it would have been
Exactly.
kind of awkward if I had said, "Oh, me and Jason aren't doing that." I don't know. Me and Jason just work a little too closely. I don't want to make a gay joke about him,
Yeah.
but Yuri,
I think
I could fucking say something about Yuri and wanting to fuck me, and it just works.
I have a theory that when Yuri has nowhere to take women, he brings them back here, smokes some dabs with them in the office.
Does he
and
have the
fucks them.
keys?
Yuri?
That's dangerous.
I don't think so. He knocks whenever he comes. Pause. This has been the No Jumper Show. Stick around if you want to hear these two listen to your music. Myself personally, I'm about to go eat a chicken breast.
I'm so hungry, dude.
We are going to be back
starving.
I want to order food.
next week, bright and early. But these two are going to be back on live stream in like 5 minutes to play you guys' music. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in. Please smash the like button. Follow all of us on Instagram and
Yes,
Twitter.
sir.
Tell your family about us.
Love you guys.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.